They figured it out. They came here, and VP is looking on an improvement basis like they are going to peak at the perfect time as PGC approaches.
If they continue on this kind of trajectory.
100%.
Yeah, scary stuff. They are the one that is currently trying to catch up with Twisted Minds when we thought it might be completely insurmountable. But thank you very much, gentlemen. It is time to go to a short break. When we return, we have just 4 more games. The goalpost keeps moving, but these teams are trying to catch up.
You got to make the best of what you can with shotguns and SMGs at close range.
Heaven in a beautiful position.
It's going to give Mir the chance to push up the Shrimp. Stepping up as well. Vixen's caught on.
Finally, Green gets the headshot. Tiggleton repeaks at Tripsy. Not landing, that is very, very hard.
Give away those triple points.
Twisted Mind has made history, becoming the first team to claim the championship 3 times in a row.
Really impactful. A couple grenades side of here. They lose a player, but it doesn't matter.
PGC champions, the Expendables!
别人铲血，
火，这个火真的太好了！
哇，
就抽一个，
又来，哎呦！
피하면서 이거는 뭐, 자, 같이 가자! 점심을 이제 안 돼요.
Aggressiveness for control. Overlooking over onto that stone as well, and you.
Successful BWD making mad dash for it. He goes.
They're moving towards the middle, just onto the controller. Don't take that level, and he's going to have to get it back on because Nader's good.
Oh, the Panzerfeld from Alo. Hurt back behind.
Will make their crossing. Pipa gets a great knock, actually.
4 more matches left of PGS 9 before we can crown the champion of the second to last PGS of the 2025 season. Now, Toby joined by Poro. And Poro, while everything looked, I want to say, somewhat controlled, despite it being rough circles on Miramar, now we're headed over to anything can happen land of Taeko and Rondo. And if anything can happen, we know what needs to happen. Somebody, somewhere,
anybody
needs to stop Twisted Minds. Will it happen? Well, let's hop on over to Taeko and find that out.
They can't keep getting away with it, yet they continue to keep getting away with it. Hey.
Chicken. Yeah, it is. You're not wrong.
There you go.
It definitely was a chicken. Well, one thing I would like to chicken out of is this plane path, because we are going hard southeast with it. Maybe a little, not as bad as I make it sound, but there's definitely some spots towards the northwest that are going to be hard to reach. So some ulterior drop spots maybe being put into use. And again, if there's time to do it, now is it. Try and see if you can catch those boys and Twisted out early.
Yeah, this is where you start thinking about, like, okay, what can we do to try to climb, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what our position is. Obviously, Virtus Pro, Falcons still in the hunt, right, for first place. Everybody else, though, I mean, every position on this leaderboard has so much at stake with it, you know, be it money, be it PGC points. So everybody is looking to do what they can to climb in these final 4 games. Yeah. And I mean, it seems like an obvious thing to say, doesn't it? But you feel like you can throw a little bit more caution to the wind, maybe take a little bit more of those high risk plays now.
Definitely. See everyone get down on the ground. So far, no big contests taking place. And that's, again, the paradox of PUBG, right? Everyone knows where Twisted Minds lands.
Sure.
Like, everyone knows exactly what it takes, but no one wants to be the ones to risk it, especially, as you said, when there's so much on the line here with only 4 matches left to play. We saw Gen G getting a few parting bullets thrown their way from Twisted Minds as this first circle takes us to an area of the map, Poro, that we have been to a trillion times before. Kanyong-esque ending out towards the east, looking very likely.
Yeah, those high ground, those hills, gotta imagine gonna be big players. That river that runs through, or, well, like, do we even call it a river? It's more of a creek, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a babbling brook. But, you know, it still could come into play. We'll see as we check in with Gen G, who have stuck to their guns, for sure. Their guns got them here. And we'll see where they decide to go as they are making their way, looks like, over towards Godok. Are they going to go that far, though?
Yeah, I mean, they might as well. They
might as well.
They know they're going to be late. They know, I mean, we all know that they're going to be playing Edge anyway. So whether you come in 1 or 2 minutes later should not, especially in this circle, make the biggest difference. Because everyone that's out on the western side of the current circle, we know are going to be eyeing center compounds. They have a chance right now to rotate in there. So you should be good on the side of Gen G to come in later. You know what? We have a little listening from Beamy the Dane. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm here with Beamy from Virtus Pro. So you guys have overtaken Falcons right now, being in the 2nd place and chasing Twisted Minds real hard. Do you think that you can overtake Twisted Minds and any further worse to them?
Usually we have like a pretty bad start to the days. So now with a good start, I think we have a very good chance of overtaking them. So they need to be careful.
Oh, they need to be careful. Great. Let's get back to the games.
They need to be careful. You know what? I mean, a confident player is scary. A confident Beamy, that's scary in a whole other way, because he doesn't only kill you with guns, he kills you with medkits too.
See, Lisa got caught off guard.
Whoa,
whoa. Come get him, okay.
Feeling confident. I like it. Well, I mean, we can chalk it up here. What do they have? It's 23 points up.
Yeah. How ridiculous is that, man?
Sounds like a long stretch, but I mean, again, any 0-pointer. The thing is, we're 15 matches into this. The worst game Twisted has had so far was a 3-point game.
I mean,
and anything after that is 5 points or more.
We're on the final day of the final stage, and they've still kept up their average of 10 points a game. Like, how nuts is that?
And against a lobby of this caliber, where we've talked about, oh wait, you know what, let's hold that thought for a second, because we might just see a team opt to sacrifice themselves and taking out the giant on top. But as always, and this is again the thing, Twisted Minds just play flawless. Even when they get pulled up on, they get away. I say that, and I might have spoken too soon. But Toolens is found with the first bullet's a headshot. You know the second one should be that easier. And the captain goes down, but is there a follow-up fight to come? Or are they leaving this one be? I think they're going to leave Batulens down. Okay.
That might be okay. You talk about it coming in, all right? Everybody knows what Twisted Minds does on the drop. They do the split going just off to the east of Terminal, and so it takes them a little bit of time before they get back up. So 17 getting a really good read on catching Batulens out.
And so to add a little more spice to this curry we're currently brewing up, we have got Falcons just east of this. Ooh. They heard it. They probably saw it. I mean, they'd guaranteed they saw it in the kill feed, but maybe saw some of the action up on the hillside too. Can figure out exactly where this is taking place. So if they are, in fact, playing a first or eighth, they know now full well where they have them and with a chance to maybe make a play for themselves.
And Virtus Pro going to see that too, although they are way off to the south. Not really.
Guys, I know where they are.
Let's go. They're going in. They're just running past the south side of Buksunsa where, well, everybody knows now. After, well, especially Buriram knows.
They learned the hard way.
The hard way that that is where FaZe likes to set up shop early on here, as we see all of our beautiful gliders scrolling through the air. Fairest doing a little bit of scouting for his team. We saw Roth on the E pickup by himself doing a little scouting for Alcatzia, making their way across. But now Roth might be in a little bit of trouble as Liquid is just hovering around, but the engines of Alcatzia will force Liquid to get on the move once again.
Yeah, Borello able to get to the ground, unfortunately, in time with the cavalry arriving. So Roth sitting tight, Sparking, missing a few shots initially, but does get the knock in the end of it. Does this dissuade Alcatzia? Are they going to stick around? We heard from Roth that he was going to play aggressive. They were going to play aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised if they opt to stick around. Indeed, they do, but D already gone down. One more could be to follow if Jam gets found by this one, and this nade looks good. And boom, there you go. One more down. Alcatzia in trouble.
Yeah, this was always going to be rough for Alcatzia. I mean, just from having Roth be out of play for the first kind of part of it, Team Liquid, just a beautiful job of setting that up immediately, just with very little information about what was going on over here. And now it's just down to Rello, who looks like he is okay. We're a bush. We are a bush.
This is, you know what? This could get scary. If at any point Liquid oversteps their boundaries, if they don't make sure to be in positions from where they can instantly trade one another. Because one thing is if one gets knocked in the bush. Second thing is there's no guarantee that you immediately spot him just because he's shooting at you. I mean, being able to track a player in those bushes, they are actually looking for him. He can only have gotten so far. But Rello, I mean, the worst thing that could possibly happen for Liquid here is allowing for a flush to come through now. Wait, that was not Liquid shooting at him. That is somewhere else. That is somewhere else, I think.
No, I think that was Purdy Curdy. Got the shots, but didn't realize he
was hitting somebody. No, you would see the blood. Like, you would see something.
Is Rello that
There's no way they saw him and shot at him.
It again.
That would be insane. Was that just pot shots?
Oh, there it is. Sparking spotted.
Finally. I was going to say, if that was just pot shots and he hit him without knowing, that's not something you see too often. But they do get him in the end. A little smile on the face of Sparking there as well. As Alcatzia do get eliminated.
There you go. Team Liquid, they could use all the points they can get, and that's 4 right off the bat. And not too bad when it's the team that's right in front of you that you're chasing.
Oh, yeah.
Gen G, that's a curb. Don't want to hit that the wrong way. Gen G making their way across off to the north, so they are already inside the zone. Nobody really anywhere near them here, but we've seen this happen before with Gen G. They like to find a spot, spread out, control, and then just wait for teams to make their way into their zone. We'll see how they play this one out. As Full Sense, they're being very cautious about how they push in. Virtus Pro doing the same.
I mean, they're coming up over a hillside. They have literally 0 intel on what's been happening in front of them. So smart on them to take their time. And as you said, Virtus Pro 2 coming over this hill, not knowing what's awaiting them on the other side. And Virtus Pro, I mean, in tournaments past, I feel like every tournament they've struggled in, especially in globals, it has come from them taking casualties in the early game. In situations where there just weren't a whole lot to do. So here the moment earlier, Vex spotting Nixon again, just these double headshots. There is a 0.0001 time to react and make a counterplay. And unless if you're Flame in that game 1 on Miramar, you're not going to make that happen.
Flame just built diff.
suppose so. I suppose so.
E-Arena, they are coming in on the far, far south end, just kind of hugging that edge of unplayable. Meanwhile, 17, after picking off Batulins, they've kind of remained in the same spot. They have a good idea where Twisted Minds is, as the two teams were trading shots a little earlier. And so now it's pretty much just keep an eye on everything going off to your south and west.
This is, everyone seeing Batulins fall early is even more a reason for teams to play it slow. Like, great, now they're already weakened. Does that mean, like, if we go YOLO now trying to surpass them and then we get taken out before them, that'd be disastrous. So let's see if for one time they can actually find a way to get themselves eliminated. Hagatori, he's being chased right now by the entirety of Full Sense. He is running over to his teammates, and good thing that the shots are coming in from that side because it was just so sat there's a circle swings north. Gen G, from being the last team in, is blessed with a shift gone their way. As we see now on the southern side, E-Arena, Virtus.pro driving side by side. Shots fired, but nothing connecting as far as I can see. Oh, I say that.
There it is. Beamy actually going to go down, jumping out of the vehicle, but he had no choice really at that point. Jacob had him lined up, so another loss here for Virtus.pro. They're going to be down to 2. And the
migration.
We saw 17 kind of working around Twisted Minds, but I think they were just passing by the compound more than anything. Twisted just kind of hanging out and seeing if they can maybe take some shots at anybody passing through. Phil Send, after forcing Na'Vi to regroup, are just going to pass underneath 17 here, and that should be safe.
The migration to this circle is almost exclusively coming in from the hard south, and you're running through these open waters, you're going over the hillsides with no intel of what's happening on the other side. It's only Expendables that have been able to wrap north around this one, surprisingly enough, given the situation here. Full Sense running alongside the creek are going to be not only met by bullets from Buran, but soon will fall into an open fight with Bagopa as well.
They're all pushing over here towards Gen G territory, which is extremely weird, seeing Gen G 4 deep in a compound, but that is what the circle has provided us. Full Sense will pull underneath the bridge and try to set up a little bit of a shop here. You can see the emergency cover will get dropped down as Flash will reposition his vehicle, try to keep those tires safe, knowing that Buriram is taking shots at him from the west side of the creek.
The balance in this circle is so awkward because you have teams sat way closer to one another than what normally would be the case. You have, as you said, Gen G sat pretty much dead center in the circle. There's just 2 teams north of them. It's only Expendables and Team Liquid up there. The remaining 13 are all in the southern half of the circle. So in terms of expecting what's around, you're taking fights and whatnot. Even though it's only phase 2, on the bottom side of this, it plays like a phase 4.
Checking on Forest. They're setting up shop just east of Gen G. Meanwhile, E-Arena coming in from the south. They've got Opons as their spearhead, and he comes very, very close to FaZe, but it looks like he should avoid them for now. Na'Vi was popping a emergency pickup earlier on the circle pop, but did not take it. Instead, they're going to hold on to that high ground on the west side and see if they can get as much as they can off of them. And fortunately for them, it looks like they're going to get a care package drop as well.
Trigonometry has been deployed. He's looking 300 meters out. I think that's a Bagopa dip. Could be Full Sense down by the water as well. Not up there to shoot just yet. He has Shrimsy running further forward alongside Kickstart to try and get intel. Maybe put a pin down and tell them exactly where to go, but it's taking too long. He's sat around here waiting like, come on, boys. I need an angle. I need to know what I'm shooting at. And there we go. First tick mortar is in.
No shot.
Oh, my God. There goes the vehicle. The second one about to go as well. Bit short on that one too, but with literally no intel of his own, shooting blind over the hill. If you're a Bagopa, you've got to feel like someone's put a tracker on you.
God bless, man. He's just putting them, he puts them in pockets.
Oh, yes.
I mean, and all credit due to his teammates that are spotting his range.
Sure.
I mean, these ranges are just beautiful as the circle hard shift again now back down to the south. So we've been seeing these. We talk about them a lot, the hard shifts, but the worst ones are the ones that go one way on the first one and then followed up by a hard shift in the opposite direction the next time around.
The only difference being in this game is that, as we said just before, almost everyone was south already. So there's not the big migration back and forth that we've seen in the past. Here, the majority are going to stick around. Issue is when you have the circle center be a hilltop, effectively looking like potato, very open, not too many trees to play around. No one can really try and claim it early on. It functions like an Everest circle where the team that goes up there early, unless if they can take control, you can't really play from there, so everyone's going to be fighting on the edges now. This could be big. Na'Vi positioned up right next to Twisted Minds, just inside circle.
You see Ferris drop down from the skies, but he has been
Where's
spotted
he
out
going?
from range, and Longs is going to be the one that gets the knock.
Landed there.
Oh, I think he was trying to avoid line of sight from Twisted without realizing that 4AM had full vision off to the south, and Ferris will go down, so that's Na'Vi down to 3, trying to still take this fight with Twisted Minds, so it's a 3v3 with no Batulans.
Exactly, they know now exactly who they're up against. Spotting one, Soset able to find Perfectix. Can we get a 0-pointer for Twisted Minds? The lobby would cheer. I'm sure Twisted Minds fans would be sad, but Soset falls. Now shots coming in that sort of distance, trying to see if they can steal this one away.
Okay, and just on the other side of the street, though, Example, they did not expect that coming as Hakatori goes down, and all of a sudden it's just down to Extends. The rookie trying to make a decision here. Do we go for the res? Lou is going to go for the res on the Perfectix.
This is such a headshot play by Example, let alone him taking shots from that northern side. Even if he hadn't gotten the knock, now Na'Vi has to play worried. He could be anywhere along the stretch and land on the other side. And from a fight that looked to go 100% twisted, Na'Vi's way, now that has completely been flopped upside down. You have Soset and Extends trying to heal up, but this is Twisted Minds written all over, and it all stems from that peek around on the side from one, and just like that, Twisted Minds to 3 points already.
Just another bad game here for Na'Vi.
Yep.
They have just not been able to get any type of momentum going. Gen G, meanwhile, with Team Liquid, they had that great compound in the middle, but we haven't seen them play that kind of style of gameplay in a while. And now Team Liquid taking advantage, as although it's just down to Alo now. Bean and Orca, they're on the clock.
Yep, trying to make this fight happen up on that northern side. Whoever comes out victorious will have space to maneuver, and there is a rest station nearby too. Orca able to find the last of Liquid with the nade in hand as Gen G push on in. Should be able to get the chips here and go for a rest, but time is working against them. Phase 4 about to pop.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking around to see any other teams that might see that res beacon pop and be aggressive. The Expendables may be the only one, but now that circle's popped, it might be a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
As you still got the duo from Virtus Pro. You see them meeting blue. That's their comfort zone. They are ready to play from that position. But Buriram, the Expendables, they have to go somewhere. Twisted Minds, after winning that fight against Na'Vi, have to make their way across, knowing full well that 4AM has been looking in that direction.
And that's the thing. I mean, this could be a great case, a great masterclass case of look at how Twisted Minds are shifted out of this one. Yes, they quote-unquote just have to get across the water, but they know what's happening over there. They know there are fights taking place. As soon as this 17E Arena 4AM fight pops off, which it should any moment now, look to Twisted Minds and see. I could only imagine how quickly they're going to try and engage on this. Maybe wrap on the inside of the circle to set up for a third party, because other teams could easily crumble out here in the west, but Twisted Minds, look at what they, I could only imagine, about to do.
They have the additional problem of Buriram now.
They wrapped underneath Smart.
So Buriram gets there first. Well, meanwhile, the Arena, they still are trying to take out 17. Xiaowu trying to make that flanking run. Oh, good shot from Nurens. Gets him low. That might be enough to have him go down to the zone, and it is. As well, can he spot out the body? He sure can.
He has
Get
the
that
tree.
point.
Oh,
There
didn't
you
see
go.
him. Should be doable.
Important point.
Definitely. That mid-pack as close as ever. As much as we focus on the top, there is so much moving on the middle of the leaderboard as the three-man vehicle comes in from 17 Gaming. 7-7, first one to fall. Xiao Bei able to make it over on the other side, but the vehicle is about to blow up, and one more bullet should be enough to take him down. No! Takes him down to 1 health, but Shen in the end will find him. 4AM continuing to reign supreme as the best Chinese team on the server.
Jeez. 17 just having those issues once again. Gen G does manage to get their revive off as Orca retreats to retrieve his vehicle, and Lucarux right there and just manages to stay alive. This is sneaky Virtus Pro trying to play for late game as a duo.
Yep. Expendables backfilling up on that northern side, able to take out 2 from full send. So Tigger now the only remaining player on the Thai team. But for Expendables, as much as they get the 2, hard for them to maneuver further forward.
And meanwhile, while all that action was going on the south side, Twisted does manage to make their way over to the compound where Longs has heard their arrival.
Yeah.
He's waiting for some support, but the problem is Xiaolu and Shen, they're kind of in the mix with E-Arena up to the top. So 4 AM split in 2 different directions. Long's going to hop in a vehicle and try to escape before Twisted can catch him.
Oh, you know what? As much as I like him trying to get out of here, and the timing couldn't be any worse. I really wanted the fight to pop off earlier up on the hilltop proper because he knows he has them there. If they start fighting, you know they're going to be running uphill. He spots 2 with their backs turned. That would have been a great opportunity. But now the fight starts. Had it been 5 seconds later that he tried to leave, that could have been points in the back for 4 AM. Instead, they get collapsed upon from both sides. And as much as I hate to say it, Twisted Minds should be able to claim this south side for themselves. They have wounded teams down here now trying to take the fight to one another as well.
Shen dancing around while Example stealing kills away. 4 Angry Man does get eliminated as E-Arena will lose 1 in the process. But again, Twisted Minds, even when they lose Batulins early, even when the circle is shifting away from them, even when all hope seems lost, they still have 6 kills, 3 alive, and they're still fighting their way here. They are just not giving an inch of room to anybody that's in the hunt.
They might have 6 kills, but you know what? They don't have 33 first states. And that's exactly what Correction Lucarux is working with right now. So we'll see if maybe somehow the boys from VP can outlive Twisted Minds, who are about to go for yet another fight. Again, they want to clear their side of the circle. They've already forced off the teams to the north. That's why they were looking up along the river for as long as they were. They don't want to allow for anyone a chance to backfill the south alongside them. So now with 4 AM out, they're looking to take the fight to E-Arena. Shots already being fired. It's Opons to open up first. Spotted Lou, so he's going to slow things down for a bit.
Okay, Twisted making their way in. Gen G, meanwhile,
First knock.
have got everybody back. E-Arena will get that knock onto Lou. He was the front man here. As perfect an example. They're going to trade back. They're going to find Nurens, who was on that flanking angle. So now it's just Opons and Jacob. They've got a little bit of hard cover to play around, but Twisted should be able to get their fallen man down, although as he's running for Lou, he's getting shot at here.
They're being blessed by the fact that FaZe are currently occupied elsewhere. They're looking at the compound northeast, and for good reason, because Forest has to get out of there real soon, and FaZe are sat there waiting for that to happen. Had they had one more player down here, they could have made a run up the hillside from the east themselves and maybe caught Twisted Minds here, but this fight should be for Twisted Minds and E-Arena to fight on their own.
Scary news for everybody in the lobby is Example seems to be playing like Example today, and that is
robot mode.
Terrifying. Already up to 5 kills, 418 damage. He's going to spot out Opons, and he's got a pretty good inkling that Jacob is hiding behind that Dorito, although doesn't look like the angle is presenting itself right now. Gen G, meanwhile, on that northern side, once they got everybody back up, they're taking the fight right to Bagopa.
Yep.
As all this is happening, Falcons still 4 strong, still have the compound. They don't have any, well, they've got 3 kills, which is pretty nice, as Tig will try to add to 1, but it gets stolen away by Fex. But this could be a big Falcons game if they play their cards right.
Very well could be. So hard to fight on these open hillsides, though, as Twisted Minds continue. 8 kills already, now with placement points to boot as well. This nade looks good. Sends Pons down to just over half health. 1 more lopped on in, not going to find a target. Now it's on Lou to take him out. There's only one place he can be in, but they're going to flank around the side instead. No solo peeks needed. You have Opons here on one side. Goes for the prone, but the backpack is all that's revealed, and in the end he will find him. 9 kills for Twisted Minds. They are playing perfect PUBG.
They are just on a different level right now. As FaZe, I think they hear that fight. They're going to start making their way wrap around to the south again. Buriram was thinking about it and then got pushed away, as Corexi will still try to heal through the blue, see if he can survive just a little bit longer. Falcons are going to keep holding on to their hard cover position, their high ground position here for a little bit longer. At some point, though, you got to imagine they're going to get out and get involved.
Effectix down, big for FaZe. They know that Batulins is down as well. These should issues. I was just going to say, once they peek over this hilltop, they are going to be in the lines of sight of Falcons, and that first headshot is definitely going to slow this down.
Example. Spotted out Fex, but that smoke should allow him to escape.
Good flank.
Lou goes around. Nice flank there from Vard. And it's all down to Example. and he will go down to a nice grenade. So Twisted out in 6th place, but man, damage already done.
Exactly. For the teams live here on the server, though, big points able to be accrued. Look at this, Gen G, FaZe, and Buran with a chance to climb further up that leaderboard. Buran 4 alive still, haven't been too active in the north as of late, but now with a chance to take the fight to FaZe. If they can win this fight, they have a really good position on that south side of the circle.
This is a big one right here. Falcons starting to think about leaving their compound as they're realizing that the amount of points that are left available to be gotten here is starting to dwindle. Buriram playing that low side. FaZe, can they get their knockman up? It doesn't look like they're going to try. And Gen G, they've got the Angs onto Buriram. They're going to force Ruse to push up in, and that's going to mean he's going to be right in the eyes of Fex.
See, Falcons being surprisingly passive right now, but it stems from the fact that Gen G always plays with an anchor. They always play with one open on the northern side, holding him, and they're expecting this. FaZe likes to do the same thing. Little do they know, they're all sat in these positions. That's Edie now, solo player left alive from Buriram, trying to make something happen. Will spot one, gets the knock on him as well. Only 25 health to lurk with as Fex goes for the rest inside the smoke. We'll get out on the backside of it, down to half HP once more. He finds him as well. Edie out victorious. Buriram stays alive.
Beautiful shooting from Edie. And now Gen G, they're continuing to wrap up in this direction, although, as you mentioned, Tosi staying behind as that anchor, while Falcons are just kind of listening to this whole game play out in their headphones. They have not seen anything in forever. They've just been holding down this compound. At some point, you gotta think they're gonna leave, but they would love to see maybe Gen G lose one more, make it a 4v2, but Bean won't let that happen, takes down Edie.
Finds him in the end. Falcons now going, wait, there's only 2 teams left? We'll come out of the compound now. Everything is good. Honestly, though, for Falcons, again, you saw as soon as teams took fights up on this hill, there was instantly a team to follow. Falcons had a chance to claim this entire hillside early, but they knew the risk involved. When you have a team like Twisted Minds that continue to farm points, even when games go against them, you need to be so conservative, so smart, and take the safe points. So once again, like we said on day 1 in their Miramar win, a very mature decision made here by Falcons to play it slow, outlive Twisted Minds, and try and see if you can win this game against Gen G.
And at the end, you know, if you get this win, it's a win plus 6 kills.
Exactly.
That is more than enough to be happy about, but you got to be careful. They're moving as a pack. They know that Gen G will play as solos, and they feel very, very comfortable doing that. Tosi and Bean are going to be about the closest to each other. Orca, meanwhile, has that long flank. We'll see if he comes to play, but this hill is so dangerous. Yes. They get spotted. Tosi will get knocked down to about 10 HP by Shrimzy. The grenade follow-up is going to be just a little. The Tingleton one will hit, though, as Bean retreats.
Loved the immediate reaction to that play as well. As soon as he took damage, as soon as they saw him, look at what they did. They immediately backed off. They anticipated the nade barrage from Gen G. Again, wise decision-making here on the side of Falcons, sorry. It might be a slower play, but they're doing everything to securely claim this victory as Orca now with a golden angle. Issue is he's soon to be spotted by the entire team of Gen G, who is now down to 2.
Play it slow, play it clean.
Exactly.
That
Don't
is
take
the
risks.
name of the game. Bean, they know exactly where he is. Spray comes through. Kickstart will go down as
good angle.
Now has the angle, but that hillside just makes things so difficult to play around. Tig gets left behind to keep an eye on that flanking move from Orca. It hasn't come in just yet. Bean will try to sneak out of the smoke.
Spotted.
Gets spotted by H-Win. The spray not coming through, though.
They have the info now. They know exactly where they are. Issue is they are revealed. Bean able to, Orca able to find one. Bean goes down and returns to a 1v2 now in favor for Falcons. The smoke is going to fade real soon, and while that has taken place, Orca is trying to reposition. They should know this now. They do, obviously, with the shots coming through. Falcons, you cannot allow for Orca to make this into 2 separate peak battles. Smart decision again here in going for the rest. Enough smokes that for Orca to land this one is like playing the lottery.
Yeah, and Tingleton just hold on to the rock, but Orca gets that low ground. That hill just proving to be such a pain, but it's not going to be close enough to take down Shrimzy before he can run away as Orca just continues to prowl around the edge of this zone.
The one area of the map that they wouldn't anticipate him coming from, closer to them, where they just were, is exactly where he's headed. He has so much space to maneuver on the south. He has crates and everything he can go towards? Does Tick spot him? I think he's looking way further towards the south right now. In the end, does get eyes on. Damage done. Tick finds him, and Falcons out victorious in a very, very wise end game there.
Absolutely. Look, the argument is that they could have left the compound earlier. They could have maybe tried to get involved and get some more points off of kills. But you know what? At the end of the day, 6 kills plus the 10 from a win, that is more than enough. That they more than they could ask for there. And at the end, Gen G, that is still, I mean, you saw, that is still a very, very difficult team to take down, even if you have 4 alive.
There were no great opportunities for them to engage earlier. And in the end, especially at this stage of a tournament, PUBG is all about risk management. They knew they had an end game guarantee. They knew they had a good position as long as they could lay low, and they claimed every bit of it. Great win there for the Falcons.
Well, everybody might have come in thinking that it's going to be a foregone conclusion for Twisted Minds, but these teams on the hunt sure are making it exciting as a cast of Falcons are able to make it out alive here against Gen G at the very end. And of course, we have Martin, but more importantly, we have Toffees here to talk about cool Falcons.
We did it!
Hooray!
We did it! You know, at the end of the day, though, it comes down to VP Falcons are making this exciting. Falcons had a great game here. They said if we're not first, we're 8th. They're putting everything on the line. Currently, they were sitting in 3rd, which I think is the least hopeful outcome for them. So I'm glad to see them walk away with a good win.
If you ask them at the start of the tournament, what's your hope of placing them this tournament here? The answer is going to be not 3rd.
Right?
Correct. But it could be done. And as we continue to fight and kind of see what happens here, the fight for 2nd place continues, guys.
But also Gen G, again, they are showing up in the top 4s over and over and over again. And this one wasn't just on the back of Orca. The whole team was making plays. They're playing boldly. They're looking for fights. It is like Gen G woke up before EWC and said, you know what? Let's be a new team. And just somehow did it. And it's been really exciting to watch.
Yep, they're definitely giving all of these teams a run for their money, as Falcons, of course, does walk away with the win for that one. And, of course, even for our fantasy teams, Mr. Martin, it was getting a little bit dicey towards the end. Shrimmers was down. We were scared. Tiggleton was alive, but you were scared at moments.
I was not scared at all. I have Tiggleton instead of Shrimsy today.
I know.
The big one. That's good. I will say this, though, guys.
Yes.
I was a little bit cheering for Na'Vi in that moment where they had Twisted Minds out. I don't know what's the boxing term, out on the
ropes.
On the ropes. Yeah, they had them on the ropes, but then they still showed up here and absolutely dominated that game. They had 9 kills. They got placement points. Like another double-digit game here for them.
But
it's
that's
just unbelievable, man.
Falcons and VP could not actually do more. Like they're doing everything you can ask of them to close this gap, and then Twisted Minds is like, we still got 9. Like there's just nothing that you can do to stop it.
Still 10-point over average in 15 games, which is just barbaric for a lobby like this.
Way to put it.
As we got Falcons with 6 kills going forward. Gen G's able to try and challenge for these top spots as well. FaZe once again, actually, they had a pretty good game in the previous one, and now 10 kills, Martin, going for the FaZe boys.
Yeah, able to step off this. The kind of rich that they had in, so they had to push into, you know, either Falcons or anyone else coming in from the southern side. But they swept. They got all the way around and actually managed to frag out Fix. Getting 6 kills here, but Tig and Example close by here with 5 each.
Also, big shout out to Tiggleton. Not only did they get the win, but he got 300 kills over all PGSs. So it's fun to set a personal record while also winning a game at the same time.
That's pretty cool to see. Now he's only 100 kills behind Example.
Why you gotta do us like that, man?
Just reminding you.
We're just trying to find ways not to talk about Twisted Minds for a second.
Reminding everyone who's the GOAT.
To be fair, Tiggleton was an absolute menace in this one, right? He was almost all the kills for Falcons. The 16 points will go their way. Gen G with the 14, FaZe with the 14 as well. The fight back's on for the FaZe
Gustav should be
boys.
proud of the way these guys are playing right now. They
Proud
look good out there.
and delightful, like his hairstyle, just very elegant, very smart, very suave. As you doing all right there, Gustav? You good? You want
I'd
to see
like
the
to see the
leaderboard?
leaderboard. Here we go.
Ah, there it is. 98 points, 48. What do you think? No, 89 points.
What's the
Doable,
aim
he
for
says.
today? It's winnable. He says it's winnable. Very, very, yeah. I mean, even if they won with 15 kills in the next 3 games, they still wouldn't catch up to Twisted Minds if they got 0 points.
But let's be a little more realistic. Let's look at this board right now. Okay, so Twisted Minds versus Pro Team Falcons. They're all making this push. The crazy thing for me is you brought this up last time, Martin. The fact that our top 3 and even Gen G teams all have that many points. They only have it because they've made the bottom half of this lobby feel silly. Twisted Minds has almost tripled the points of our bottom team.
Yeah.
The issue is you see them walking up to their station there, and they make it look effortless as we are now getting into our 4th game of the day. All of our players getting back to stations, ready to go as we go on to Rondo.
I don't expect a lot to change there. I think our top 3 teams will still continue to put points up on top of Rondo. You can see players running back to their spots because everyone's excited to play. I will say, I think it is going to start to become a little bit more unhinged, Martin, as this continues.
Let's get to it. It's time. Our last Rondo of the tournament, PGS 9. Let's head to the casters as we descend.
Halfway through the final day of PGS 9, and the question still remains. How do you take down the Titans at the top in Twisted Minds? You can't even really say anything against the teams trying, because we are seeing so incredible PUBG right now, and yet, always, every single game, Twisted is there alongside them.
I mean, right now, your top 3, you've got Lou, Example, Perfectix, all at 27 kills.
Absurd.
The only person that's got more is Orca, who's got 28.
And that's the big thing right there. You can't just shut down one guy and go, haha, now they have no power left. Like so many teams' hopes live and die with 1 or maybe 2 players. Twisted Minds, they're all equally capable of going out and putting up big performances. Here we have a Northern Plane to start this one off. And I like that what we were hearing from the desk there in the end of it, Poro, them saying, you think now it's going to maybe be a bit more unhinged as I say that.
And we're out. Okay.
Okay. As I say that, that is the only time I ever see Twisted Minds in trouble. Twisted, I mean, there's a reason their logo is a big, big brain, because they are so cerebral. They're so data-dependent in their playstyle. Whenever you have these, I don't want to call them open qualifier lobbies, but open qualifier mentality lobbies where things get a little wilder at the end of tournament stages, that's where Twisted Minds can sometimes struggle when the game becomes too unpredictable.
Sure.
So maybe that's what it takes, a little Apex spice to throw in there for Twisted to fall short. And you know what? Honestly, the thing is, even if they don't, they have played so out of this world impressive in this tournament that they deserve every bit of the success they're having.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, APAC hadn't been too spicy in this grand finals.
Yet.
There's still 3 games left to play. But I mean, at this point, when you're 15 games in and you still got a team that's averaging 10+ points a game, it's just absolutely filthy, disgusting stuff. Looks like Guyon will manage to escape Team Liquid.
Yeah. The wild thing is they're finally getting it together. I mean, on the side of Virtus Pro and Falcons, had we erased Twisted Minds from the equation, had this been any other tournament and VP were set with 124, they would probably be in first place. Had it been any other tournament and Falcons were set with 122 in Game 15, they would probably be in first place. Twisted Minds have just been able to outdo the top teams by such a margin that they're looking practically unreachable. Having said that...
Oh, look how happy he is.
There you go.
It's been a while since we've seen the Tiggleton man of the match, but it's always a threat. Always a threat. 5 kills, 372 damage. We've seen him do more than that, but you know what? At the end of the day, I think he's more happy about getting that win.
Oh, for sure.
And getting 2 points back from VP now.
For sure. Damage and kills, they are appreciated. Wins,
just
especially given the position they were in. They are needed. As we now get a little listening from Nixie, hearing what he thinks coming into the day.
I think the biggest factor in our performance was that we talk things through after each day, and we make sure that we know what are our mistakes. So when we go into next day, that we're full ready, that everyone's on the same page, they know what we need to do, and yeah, just play how we practice. Of course, I want to win. I want to end Twisted Minds' PGS dynasty by winning. So I would say I'm very confident in winning, but we'll see tomorrow.
Amazing to hear some words from Nixie here. Ever since he started playing alongside some of the top teams, I mean, everyone always knew that he was a mechanical powerhouse. And I feel like with every global event he's attended, that LAN veterancy, that LAN experience is only making him stronger. He's already individually as capable as anyone in the world. But now, with a couple of tournaments in his belt, he's just getting that much more dangerous.
No, absolutely. I mean, a lot of high expectations, high hopes for that VP team, and it started off a little bit slow, but it really feels like they're finding their groove here, especially at the right time of the year. As we check back in with those Falcons, slowly making their way closer towards center just to see what they can find here. They did spot out Gen G, took a few shots, but Gen G is a spooky team.
Definitely.
I don't know if you want to, I don't know if you want to poke that bear too much.
And he's poking it on his own as well. He's sat there kickstart pretty isolated from the rest of his teammates. Take somewhere in between, and then you have Shrimsy and Atrian all the way down to Yulin. So
Na'Vi not
sometimes a bit scary trying to pop up fishes. Na'Vi now trying to path out. I mean, they've done these rotations out of Neox Factory a trillion times in the past, and oftentimes without any issues. This time around, though, met by a hail of bullets from Olympus, who luckily for Na'Vi and all their fans did not connect.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd just love to see Na'Vi be able to make a rotation without losing somebody. It has just been...
Did you just curse them?
Really, really tough. I've never cursed a team in my life. If I cursed a team, that just means that they blew an easily winnable situation, but here's the problem.
Hagatori is doing everything he can to bait a shot, bait a peek, bait anything, but they ain't doing it. Fortunately now, heard the footsteps on the inside. JS9 waiting, but Luke is there with the pants on the other side. Don't want to blame it on you, Poro, but Na'Vi running into trouble once again.
Hey, look. You know what? Stop on the hill and scout out the compound better than pulling right up immediately by yourself. Sparking will get embarrassed. The rest of the boys for Na'Vi, looks like Sosid's down as well. So all of a sudden, Na'Vi once again finding themselves down to just one. And it's going to be Extends, and Liquid will not waste time getting rid of him. They'll get one knock, two knocks. Okay, Extends. We see it's all down to Purdy. Curdy can Extends get these flushes. Good flash, but look at this. Kiss and Forrest, who were just taking shots at Na'Vi, are going to steal those away. And oh no, Team Liquid, just what do you do here?
I mean, you know what, in Extends' case right now, he doesn't really care that those knocks were taken away. All he wanted was to get a chance to get his teammates back up, but it ain't gonna happen. Na'Vi falls short here once again, sat in 14th place. We know they're a team capable of
Twisted
much more,
too?
but not able to make a whole lot of it. And now, as you say, Twisted Minds coming in here with a chance to third party. Might as well try and see if you can go for it, but stay at a distance. Not gonna risk anything, but if you catch a guy running in the open, might as well see if you can get a freebie.
Only the duo from Twisted as well, as Alo gets spotted out a little bit low, and there you go, the Molotov will be enough to finish him off, and Team Liquid goes down in 15th, so a bloody and violent start here to Rondo.
We're 7 minutes in, and Perfect X already has full level 3 gear and a FAMAS. I mean, they're... Come on, guys! We're trying to make this exciting! Stop giving them all this.
They can't keep getting away.
No,
example in Batula is still a test track.
With this. No, it is true. It is true. And again, this is the thing. They do this and you go, oh, they're going to get aggressive early. No. There was little to literally zero risk involved with them making that peak there. They knew exactly where the fight was taking place. They knew exactly from what angle they could come in from without being vulnerable. If they do so, they come in, they take a freebie, and then they don't overstay their welcome. They back off, and they play it smart.
Exactly. That's the thing,
So
right?
wise.
Having that timer in your head to say, like, okay, we've been hanging out on this hill for a minute. We still know that there's a number of teams off to the east that have to rotate, and if they hear this, they may rotate in this direction, i.e. 4 a.m., Buriram. So getting that, sticking around, getting that knock, realizing that the likelihood of getting a knock and a flush in that situation when Forrest had all that cover to use and all the buildings to hide in, they know. So they get the knock, they pull away, and all is well and good. They don't get the point, but, you know, damage done.
Definitely. Definitely. And that's another thing we don't talk too much about in, I mean, a game of global PUBG. As much as you, of course, make it to the top based on your own success, you also indirectly rely heavily on other teams making mistakes.
Exactly.
Struggling in the early game, getting those 0-point games that you might not have had any impact in whatsoever, but still you rely on those teams to have that happen. I can safely say, though, that through 16 matches, or make it 15 and a half, Twisted Minds has... I can't point out a thing. I can't point out a point where it's like, Twisted, you could have done better. Because even in the games where they got 2 or 3 points and finished in 8th, I believe, in the end of day 1 and the first game of day 2, those were situations where every other team in that position would have got a 0-point game. They still made it a 3-point game, a 5-point game. So it's just, they are, I mean, and we say it every single tournament that, now they're as good as they can ever be. And then come next tournament, they keep finding that new level of play where right now, I can't even come up with things they could be doing better. They are just perfect on all fronts right now.
I mean, they've always said the ultimate goal is PGC. And
they're
making PGS, they're always going to be. You're never not going to be happy about a PGS win
for sure.
I mean, but they got 3 in a row, and going into PGC, nobody looked hotter, and they just couldn't find their footing that tournament. And in the end, the Expendables. But that just goes to show the kind of lobbies that we're dealing with when we get to that high level. Is that you could win 3 in a row and then come in the next time and just not find that same success.
And I think the interesting thing is that maybe what teams should be looking at if we get situations like this where Twisted Minds get a hit like this again, is they also didn't qualify for Grand Finals at the first DWC. So what is it that happened that made them not qualify? Is there anything we can do to try and replicate that spike strip effectively, try and stop them with that? That would be much needed for anyone.
I don't know, man. I feel like the only team that's going to be Twisted is Twisted.
Twisted, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. As now, Expendables, well, they might not be Twisted, but we'll see if they can beat them here. They have a potential skirmish coming up as they rotate straight through Petulance. We saw what Twisted could do without him moments ago in the previous game, and what a great drive-by from Tanvu finding him.
And they're going to stick around for this too. Like, this is something that the Expendables could desperately use. Just something to get their ball rolling in the right direction. Perfectix takes the spray, doesn't get the knock though, and the Expendables will take 1 and move on.
They've been wise decision-making on their front, too, because they know they got to go somewhere.
Not very Expendables of them, though, is it?
You know what? I mean, I don't dislike it. They're set so far down the leaderboard right now that you might want to try and see if you can make late game for once. We get a cinematic flyby. I'm not even sure who it was coming through. Was it Rello in the glider? I think it was. Else Top Gun, else can be, as the fight continues down in the low ground. 17 Gaming down to just a single player. Alcatsia struggling here to stay alive as well.
Rello looking like he's trying to go for the clips here. Cruz will find Lil Ghost. And 17's bad day just kind of continuing. They've only got 1 player left up, and that's going to be Xiao Wu.
Struggling to get a foot in. They've been finally trying to vie more for these center positions, but they're occupied very early on. Alcatsia able to reset, get Roth back up alive. Should be all right for now. Rello has made landfall as well. We heard with the glider collapsing on the ground, but Xiao Wu throws a dime. And just like that, Alcatsia is down to 1.
And Edie will get the return one. So Buriram has to know that these guys are very, very close. They continue to push in. Yep, Edie, will that be enough? Will it find the mark? It will, and it gets the flush onto D as Rello just has to run away and escape.
Not a whole lot you can do in Rello's case here. Just back off, lie low. I mean, there are a lot of games that have come here early on have ended quite literally exactly where Rello is prone. So who knows? Maybe that burned out vehicle is going to be enough to get him into placement points. I'm a little concerned, though, given that, as you said, Buriram knows exactly where he is, that they might want to try and claim this for themselves.
This is setting the tone for the remainder of the day here. 47 alive.
Wild.
And we have not even seen Phase 3 pop as... Creepy crawl. Goodness.
If there's one team I don't want to have any more issues with vehicles in this tournament, that's Alcatsia. First they shut down their space program, now they're making matters even worse.
What are we
doing? A tick. I'm just assuming. I'm instantly just taking for granted that it is tick, but no, as a matter of fact, it's Flash lobbing a few over. See if he can get the spot. And honestly, if he finds him here, if they wipe Rello, which they very well could, a bit off to the side. If they find him here, full sense, I mean, that's a hill for the taking. They split that 2-2, and they're looking real good as well. So not too bad an idea. Try and see if you can find the final player with that there.
Buriram gets to pull away, which is pretty nice for them as they still have a compound. As you see that nasty little drive-by spray from Tanvu as Petulance goes out early again. But we saw what Twisted can do with 3 players just one game before.
And that's the wild thing about tournaments such as these. I don't think a lot of people understand the individual mechanical skill set on this server as we see the circle go south. The fact that you can have a player like Tanvu hit shots like that and they're still sat second to last, it's insane. We are blessed to have some of the most mechanically skilled players in all of shooters in our game.
Well, that's I mean, the crazy part about it, you look at it, the Expendables, I mean, obviously 15th place, but one win, and they're like up in the middle of the pack again. So it's just wild what we're seeing here at PGS 9. And don't expect we'll see anything different at PGS 10.
Oh, no, even more so.
Yeah, we got, it looks like actually Twisted Mind's able to get Batulins back, too. So back up to full strength.
Oh, he joins them. I'm stupid.
There you go.
They're out there to the east. Yep, easy enough.
They're fine.
Easy enough, because why wouldn't we want to have Twisted back up to 4 when we finally get them wounded early on? Expendables will see the E pick up, will maybe see the player parachuting in as well, but there's a circle to play for, I think, and they are gonna try and look for it, cutting underneath Twisted Minds. And for Twisted, I think they're just gonna continue their journey south. They're gonna try and see if they can wrap all the way around. Example is actually already all the way down there. Free compound for them, entry position to the circle, and now they're on the quiet side of things. Just 2 teams down here, FaZe and Twisted, as we take to the north once more, where Bago Pa is trying to fend off against Expendables.
Delwyn Tanvu is a million miles away from this as well, so Duck Shoes are going to go down, and there's not going to be any real clapback from the Expendables as Tanvu is going to just continue to hide out on the north side. Meanwhile, Falcons, they still have a nice little compound here to play around towards the center of the circle. They've been able to hold Gen G at bay, hold Forest at bay. E-Arena also knows what's up, but they've got the BRDM that's trailing slowly. Perfectic's just going to lay some rounds into it just so they know that they are there.
Where does Twisted go with this circle shift?
I mean, they've got a lot of room on the south.
Well, I mean, yes, theoretically there's room, but that room is open fields for the most part. So unless, of course, if the circle comes straight back towards them, then they don't have to go too far. But if it goes, honestly, anywhere a couple of 100 meters out of that southeast, they have a decision to make. They have a pull-up to make. There is a couple of hills you can play on the southern side of where Falcons are currently located, but with Phase 4 coming up, I mean, this one should shift northwest.
All right,
with the unplayable in the south?
Gave Vard the bullet hose at MG3. We've seen that gun come into play a couple of times this tournament.
The anti-pull-up gun.
Oh, boy, is it ever. But, I mean, look at all the room that FaZe has to work around here on this south side. Now, 4 a.m., they're full grouped, kind of making their way in from that southwest, and I think they know that FaZe is around here, that they're just being very, very cautious about how to pull through here.
And James is set up on the hillside, like way up on the hilltop, so, and it's going to be on him to spot them. Actually, Fex spots them already. We're seeing that in the feed. There's now new circle pops. Again, I'm assuming it's going to be north, depending on how James's position gets shifted out. No, it goes southeast, despite there being a couple of unplayables there too. It does shift in that direction, and you could only imagine Twisted is going to play just there on the southern side of the compound. Indeed, they're looking for it. They're scouting it. That is a free compound in the circle center for the taking.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough one to
If Falcons get a knock here, if they realize this is Twisted, is there a world where the first or 8th that they dare to collapse? They have the compound in this circle.
So. They've got the best compound that they
really do
right now. I see them sticking around there. If they get the knock, that'd be nice, but it'll let them know at least that they've got Twisted on their south side. Meanwhile, he doesn't know if James knows that Clories is all of a sudden sharing the same mountaintop with him. I think that's actually a completely naked Clories as well.
It is
coming from a revive drop.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the parachutes make such loud sounds that you can only imagine that if there was very hectic comms going through, they would have heard it. 4 a.m. knew that there was nothing else they could do but try to bomb its center. Falcons, though, already in position to try and defend this. Tosi is going to be the one to find the initial knock. Xiao Lu goes down. Longs over the rock will go further forward. Run into by his teammates, but it's going to be Baron to find that knock. And now here falls the last. I say that maybe too soon, as H-Win is the one to go down.
He gets the knock, but he tries to go in for the flush. Good job from Shrimzy to get there quickly and defend his captain, so they'll get him back on his feet. And nobody else really taking advantage of that knock. They're not in a position to.
Clutch play for them to finish that so quickly. Again, so easy to pull up on this compound. There's so many different avenues of approach, but Falcons deny any thought of that with how quickly they took them out. A little help on the side of Forest, but Falcons very good in defending this time around, as it's now Virtus.pro up on the northern side, outside circle. Important fight here against Buriram.
Very important stuff, and see BegoPa actually also third-partying Buriram, so they've got to be careful about the angles that they peek. Nice grenade from Corexi will get that knock onto Ruse, as Edie will try to go for the flush as the red zone continues to drop around him.
Us now to blue zone nade right where it has to be. That's the mass down. Rivs, you'd have to imagine, is going to bleed out as well. So it's on once again on the shoulders of Edie to make this happen. Khan is alive still, but outside circle. Issue with this position is if you come out in this fight, you have to come out with literally no casualties, because you're rotating into a circle where everyone is dug in so deep that no matter where you go, you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah, Khan was getting pinned by BegoPa, so he's never even able to cross the road to get involved in this. So now Edie all by himself, but Virtus.pro stick around a little bit too long, and now Nixie's going down. Corexi just going to go for the push, and that is aggressive. Edie will eat that up, and all of a sudden, Virtus.pro now down to 2.
Yeah, got to try and make something happen. I'm not sure if maybe Corexi was out of meds or something like that. Try to go for more. Knew that he was going to be down here somewhere. Khan is going to fall to blue. Edie is going to, of course, get the point off of him gone down, as Cloris now falls to blue as well. He was set up on the rock forever. Tried to stay alive for as long as could be, but with nothing to play with, quite literally. It wasn't really a whole lot for him to do.
Unfortunately for the Expendables, Tanvu was able to make his way into the circle, so he'll be lying prone for the foreseeable future. Virtus.pro, meanwhile, you know, we talked about Falcons with that, if we're not first, we're 8th mentality coming in. It really feels like VP has kind of picked up on that same idea. They are going for these fights on the edge, and whether or not they work, they're still trying to get as many points as they can, because they know that is the only possible way that they are going to catch up to Twisted.
The issue right now for Virtus.pro, you can literally see it in the way they maneuver. No one can see them on the east, but they know Edie is alive somewhere behind them. It's like, oh, we can't have him do what we do to people to us. So as much as they want to look forward, trying to find anywhere to go, they have to respect the fact that there's a snake behind them. Even if we get a knock here, what do you do with it? We'll see if they can find him. Lukaruk sending one more player down to low HP.
Well, they are causing so many problems here for Full Sense as Thanadol gets flushed out by Flame. So FS now down to just 2. Tigger a little bit closer towards the zone. The return grenade going to get Lukaruk pretty low.
So tough.
Remember, he's still got Edie back there, but he's at this point just healing. As Belmoth will find Luka with that grenade. And Full Sense, they've got a lot of room to maneuver around here, so it's very tough to hit those utility.
A big fight potentially in the making here. No, actually, I speak too soon. I thought FaZe were maybe going to pull up on Twisted Minds, but they're looking to go north. They're hearing all the commotion up here, and they're saying that's much better than the team dug into the compounds. We have a chance to pull up on this dip and maybe take out the teams that are alongside here. They're driving on forward, looking for any opportunity to get points with it. It's going to be James running up first. He's going to go down. Vard able to find one in return, though.
Beautiful stuff from FaZe, as they will get James, they will get the flush, but Tigger now the last player left alive, and Vard will flush him out, and that's it for Full Sense. But Vard getting picked out by a Khan now. BegoPa, they had the slow play coming from the north as well, so they're in perfect position to third party this fight, as Edie will get spotted, and that's Buriram down in 11th.
Beam going, I wonder how many first sets he had. Let me just go up and check real quick, because I'm going to be out here for a bit. He's down to just 2 of his own,
right,
but if there's a guy that knows how to maneuver the waters of outside circle, that is Bloomy.
My favorite thing about it is he's not trying to run towards the circle.
No, he's going
running back to where the crates
He knows where the mitts are. He knows where the mitts are. As here we have a fist fight, it would seem, between Tanvu and Akan, at least one that will happen as soon as this fades out. Oh, did he get tagged by that? He did indeed. Tanvu down to low HP. It's going to be Song Young's. No, Akan trying to jump through the molly. Little did he know that's going to find him. We'll find Tanvu in the end of it. Those Expendables go down. Beamy and Virtus.pro out as well, making matters even worse.
Yeah, but BegoPa just getting picked apart now by Forest.
Xenix is like, what can we do? There's nothing to do in that
nothing
game.
Really.
Once you keep shifting east, which we continue to do.
Goodness gracious, Falcons.
It's not going to be easy. Yep, Falcons. I mean, honestly, they can take matters into their own hands here. Shut down Twisted Minds. They're in placement points now. They don't have too many kills. Actually make it 0. So if they find them as the next down team, that could be a 1-point game and a chance for Falcons to make something big happen here.
Yeah, Falcons only with 2, make it 3 as they finish off Sungjae. But you see Gen G still full strength, Twisted still full strength.
This Rich is so good.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is awesome for Twisted Minds as
yeah.
they continue to play this. Gen G will spot out Beam, will spot out Baron as Forest is starting to get picked down now.
Yeah, Forest making a big claim for this one. 7 kills already. They are taking casualties, unfortunately, but regardless of whether or not they fall here, it's been a good game for them. Not easy for them to fight through then once again, as we've seen so many times before. Kiss comes out, finds the knock onto one. Can he get Orca as well? No, not enough bullets in the chamber.
But look at that. I mean, it's getting third party by Twisted Minds.
Yeah.
They were stealing away kills from this. Alcacia, Rello, the only player left alive for his team, steals one away.
How is Rello still alive?
Don't know, but he got another point for Alcacia, and that's huge.
I forgot about him.
I think everybody did. Bagel Pie, not a bad game so far here. As they got 6 kills, but they are just down to Guyon. As you see, look at our leaderboard, man. You've got such a logjam down there at the bottom.
I love how the Southeast is all 4 mans left alive, and then the Northwest is literally 4 solos. We've split the game modes diagonally on this server as the 4 solos all try to move together further forward. Maybe they just go over, shake hands, and say, guys, we are a team now. Let's just take off our headsets, yell to each other when the team comes out, and then make our way in together. As fun as that will be, not going to be the case.
Oh, can't recruit. I'm not Guyon gonna take the run, and he gets in as Rello looks like he's going to try to be a little bit more active, take the shots. You got Kissed over there. Okay, Tosi will spot him out. Guyon with the blue at his heels. Kiss just in front of them. And Fex still alive out in the back. As our solos, feels like we're about to see them depart this lobby.
You can heal phase 6, well, as long as a first aid, an 8 doesn't land in your face. You can heal your way through phase 6. It's phase 7. That's going to take you down. As Fex doing exactly that. 2 ticks and then instantly off to the first aids. I don't know how many more he has, but the solos are being cleaned out by this second.
He got in top 5.
Yeah,
that's
you know
all you
what?
can ask for.
You know what? Again, make something out of your bad games. In top 5, that's 3 placement points.
Falcons.
Not going to complain about that. Big fight happening here between first and second place, though, but it couldn't get any worse than this before it even happens. Strimsy falls to Tosi.
Just the angles are so tough to work around here as Gen G are down to 2 again, but causing so much problems for everybody else. E-Arena also off in the distance, and yeah, I mean, E-Arena's looking fantastic right now.
Exactly.
If Twisted can clean this up quickly, looks like Shrimsy should get back on his feet. Yep, Falcons will reset as Twisted's just slowly moving into this zone, not trying to overpeak, not trying to overstay their welcome, just take what's available.
Falcons needs to instantly shut down Gen G, and I just don't see it happening. This ridge line they're playing behind is so hard for, I mean, so again, we talk about risk and reward, right? For Falcons to aggressively push out and take this fight to Gen G, it's nigh on impossible with the lines of sight that you could have in Twisted on the hills.
And the biggest problem, like, just with this many players left alive, this short, you can't play the roofs.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have any of the information about where these guys are moving around to. As example, we'll show right there, gets the knock onto H-Win as Twisted Minds doing what they do best, just methodically pushing through.
Yep, finding knocks, making their way further forward. And to make matters even worse, H-Win is the one isolated from the other guys across the courtyard of this compound. So he's not going to get up anytime soon, and I believe it is knock number 2 or 3 on him. So if they want to go for him, they got to go now. But they know full well that Twisted Minds has control over the crossover. I say that, smoke's deployed. Tig is going for it. He has to get in there quickly, though. Able to find him.
Very nicely done by Falcons. Make sure they lay that smoke wall down as, grenade. You got lucky on that one. Perfected, give him a second shot at it. It's just not getting through the shed, it looks like. So, almost did, though. That was very close. Perfectix trying to thread the needle. And fortunately for Falcons, it's just not able to happen.
And Twisted Minds, they're playing this slow because they know they have Gen G suppressing from the other side. There's no route in which Falcons can make a surprise wrap on Twisted in this without them being warned first. Either Gen G will shoot from the west, or if they wrap north around E-Arena, will see the whole thing and shut them down before they even get to Twisted. So Twisted Minds can just lean back and say, hey, we have ourselves a solid 20-plus buffer. We'll let you make the first move.
We're vibing.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to feel good about E-Arena's chances in this one.
Oh, for sure.
As they have basically, I mean, the entire eastern side, they don't have I think this might be the first time I've seen somebody take a shot over towards them, as Lou with that Dragunov will force them to pull back behind their hill. But this three-way fight in the compound is going to settle everything, it feels like.
My main concern for eArena is, do they get complacent? Do they assume things are going to go their way with the circle now, and then end up throwing it in the end? I want to see them aggressive, not necessarily pull up in the compound, but I want to see them be in a position from where they can take matters into their own hand. HWin able to get Orchid down swiftly. No response time for Twisted Minds to try and make a play. Who two have to make a move.
That's a big knock and a big flush.
11 nades for eArena as well.
Exactly, yeah. And you can see the utility in the back for the rest of this squad. 7 still for Twisted Minds, so they're still looking pretty good. Gen G, they're about tapped out, as Tosi, the last player left alive.
He has a Panzer.
He does have a Panzer, and he's got double shields to protect himself for the time being. But that blue zone is coming quickly, and it'll be nipping at his heels very shortly as Tig will swap over to the ump.
Yep, might as well. Close quarters. No reason for DMR at this point in the game.
Oh.
Lobs the Panzer through the window.
Kickstart felt the wind of that one on his ear, man.
Just
Holy
12
moly.
damage done, able to dug out of that one.
Okay. He does still have some smokes to play around with.
Everything.
Yeah, just keep throwing the flashes, try to keep him blind, and don't let him peek that window. As
Burst
Batulins
down.
will get the knock onto Tiggleton, and that might open the door here, but Lou will go down as he gets spotted out by Nurens.
Exactly, eArena holding the crossfire angles here. No one can path their way through, but Twisted Minds, they are just unstoppable. Nope, doesn't matter if it's edge play or if it's close quarter fighting. They are so incredibly good at any facet of the game as they find one more. Gen G gone down, but Perfectix continuing to find points here.
At this point, Twisted don't even care about the win. They just want to get rid of Falcons.
Yes.
Don't let Falcons win. That is the mandate. As eArena continues to wrap around, they would love to be able to get some of these kills, some of these points. And if they can get Perfectix back on his feet, they might actually still stand a chance in this one because they still have some hard cover to play around.
Twisted are the aggressors. Twisted are the ones coming in at a disadvantage, and Twisted are the ones that come out of that compound fight without taking any casualties. This is utterly insane. And now a 4v4, make it a 4v3 as Lou finds the first one. I said it before, eArena needs to put themselves in a position from where they can claim the win, from where they can aggress on this. Once the fights come to people, they played it slow. They sat in their tracks, and now Twisted, despite being at a disadvantaged position, comes in with the upper hand.
Just methodical stuff coming out from Twisted Minds once again. Example will go down, though, as Nurens will pick him, and that is a 1-1 trade, essentially, so a 3v3 to end things off here. Perfectix using the opportunity to make a move, get a little bit closer, but Opons, I think he read that. That's a good grenade, gets Perfectix down to half.
Example crawling for info already. No point in trying to see if they can get him back up as the nade comes open. Perfectix!
Oh my goodness.
Body shot, headshot, takes down Opons. That is the entire south side flank opened up. Lyrics will have to move across that bridge sooner rather than later.
And
so it's just him and Nurens trying to stay put. And as you said, again, up to 4 alive once more as Nurens doing everything he can, going, wait, I've knocked this guy 3 times already. How are they continuing to stay put in it?
Nurens has next to no HP. He's going to find Example again, so eArena, they're fighting back, but Perfectix gets the side angle, and Twisted Minds might have just locked it up.
Literally unfreaking beatable. Put them as hard up against the wall as you can, and they will find ways that were never on any piece of paper, never in any playbook, to come out with more points than you could fathom.
I mean, I don't know what else you could ask for if you're eArena in that situation. The problem was for them that nobody was able to take one off of Twisted Minds. They were able to keep 4 strong going through that situation. Unbelievable stuff from them.
Falcons know it too. They saw them winning that game. They probably stayed on the in-game screens through the end of it. They knew it. And, I mean, as much as they are forever second, this might be yet another one.
Well, that...
Just take the trophy and run home.
Yeah, thanks, Avenger. Yeah, of course, that is Twisted Minds.
I didn't
here.
hear anything.
Yeah, I know, you're hyped, you're hyped. We have got ourselves Twisted Minds here, absolutely blasting. And ladies and gentlemen, they're not sharing. They do what they want. Twisted Minds with a win after getting 7 kills, 6 kills, 9 kills, whatever it be. Twisted Minds, it feels like the Twisted era might be back.
The Twisted era, I mean, the Twisted era started last year. There was a little Twisted error in the middle, but they were inevitably going to fix that. And here they are to dominate again. This is one of those situations where, yes, it's the Twisted era, but when we've talked about PUBG 8 years in, there's always these sort of like GOAT conversations. People come and go. Does a GOAT get replaced? This is a roster that I think may become or is the GOATed roster, right? That we're going to talk about them. If there's a PUBG 2, 3, 4, 5, 27, we're still going to go back and talk about this roster and how prolific they are.
I've never seen Batulans more excited, and on the other side of things, Exam will be like, oh, yeah, I got knocked 2 times there. I should have won that. He was more sad about not winning that final engagement than them winning the whole game there. And potentially, I would say, with the amount of points they have right now, even though they're going to get more points in the next few games here, guys, I still think the amount of points that they have right now, I still think that's going to be more than what second place has at the end of the day.
I do wonder if there's a world where they could even just break 200 points and just say, you know what, screw it, let's just go for the big one. That would be absolutely crazy. But that trophy right there, it's going to be painted pink as Twisted Minds looks to be taking that away with them. The question, of course, though, is from a game like this on Rondo, Falcons, they had such a good, a central position, I want to say, for a lot of this game. The collapse onto them, though, you've got Twisted Minds of all teams collapsing in on you here. As Falcons wanted to make this mad dash to try and challenge Twisted Minds, it was supplanted.
I mean, that compound's a hard place to hold. They did it perfectly. They collapsed at the right time. They did everything that they could. It just, at the end of the day, how do you stop Twisted Minds? They're coming in aggressive, and to their credit, E-Arena had them in a sandwich between Twisted Minds and the Rabbits. There wasn't much that you could do. There was no peek. There was no push out of the building, so all they had to do was sort of sit there and wait for the chaos to come to them, and that's never a way to win.
And once they see this first circle here, like you make a 2-2 split, you either it goes middle or it goes south. They bet on it going this way here, and eventually, like, once you see that second and third circle pop, you know exactly where it's going to go because of how land ratio works, especially in this area here. And yeah, Perfectix with another 600 damage and 4 kills. Yeah, massive.
I mean, we were talking
about... Look at the damage taken, though, guys.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's insane, actually.
They're going through the wars and still being able to kind of come out on top here with these kinds of numbers. We started the tournament off looking at our MVPs. It will be Perfectix taking man of the match here. He took the MVP basically at PEC.
He did, yeah.
And it does feel like he's on track to take it here for PGS9.
Yeah, it would have been insane. He had 41 kills in 18 games in PC.
Yeah.
By far outperformed anyone, even his teammates. And yeah, and you know, I saw when they walked in today, like, Perfectix has been smiling. He's been laughing. He loves
I wonder
winning.
why.
He loves winning tournaments, guys.
It does feel a bit like, I mean, it's ridiculous to say a torch pass, but it's like from one player on the same team to another, right? It's crazy to me just how good they have become. But I do want to give some love to Kiss. 5 kills, Forest Natural.
He was banging.
Anytime that we get to see a team besides Twisted Minds up here, we got to give them a little bit of love because
what a lovely treat.
There's no points out there. Like, Twisted Minds is soaking it up every 19 points.
I will say, though, as much as we have watched this roster win 3 PGSs back to back to back, mind you.
Yes.
This PGS, this grand final, every single game, Twisted Minds has been on your lips. Every single game, it has been. It's going to be another championship, but it has been one of the most consistent tournaments of all time for a roster.
And you know what I love about that? Compared to what we saw at Esports World Cup, this is the level of dominance that they wanted to assert here.
Yes.
They didn't want it to be close. They didn't want to be nervous.
They're not sharing.
40 points difference here with 2 games to go, Tough.
With 171 points. One could argue that they have gone back to back to back. Yes, they won those. But in some ways, other teams lost them. They gave up points here and there. They let Twisted Minds get ahead by a couple. This is Twisted Minds managing this win from the very start of this event. No one else messed up to let them get ahead. They have just been engineered and dominant from the beginning.
To peel back the curtain, there's a reason at the beginning of the show you didn't see any specific Twisted Minds graphics or anything like that, because we said we know we're going to end up having to talk about them throughout the day and them being a focal point. And you can see it right there. On the second position, Falcons, who was looking for that catch-up. 40 points behind, as you say, 131 points. That's, if we were looking back at other PGSs, we'd be like, holy moly, Falcons is playing amazing. And they are.
They are. And, you know, it's 9 points in placement only more that they have. But the kills is what is outfragging them. They have 31 more kills than second place. That is just insane. In the course of 16 games, guys. 1, 2, 6, 7, I don't know. It's like, it's more than plenty of points there.
I just think they could break 200, and I think now that you said that, like, it's not that far.
They didn't do it in PEC, and that was one of the most dominant performances ever. They had, I think, 191 points. But here, if they continue, they could do it.
All right, break time. We still technically, ladies and gentlemen, have 2 more games remaining, and we are going to be on the grassy pastures. So don't go anywhere here as we witness what on earth is going on here at PGS 9. See you soon.
Balance changes for SMGs in the Panzerfaust. Some updates to the recall system. And a PvE collaboration flush with interesting enemies. All this and more as we dive into the Update 38.1 patch report. First up, we're doing a balance shuffle for SMGs in the Panzerfaust this update. Across the board, SMGs will have less accurate hipfire, and the MP5K is also seeing a slight reduction in damage. For the Panzerfaust, players will now be restricted from running, jumping, and vaulting while wielding this powerful weapon. And players inside a vehicle will be protected a bit, taking reduced damage from its blast. There are a couple more changes as well to make sure there's enough risk to the Panzerfaust's reward. So let us know how these changes feel. Next, the recall system is getting some alterations. Time required to register boot chips beyond the first will now increase by 5 seconds for each additional chip being registered. We've also added information about how many players are returning to the battlegrounds with each recall, and have removed the Phase 6 recall on 8x8 maps. Once again, let us know how these changes feel once you get in-game. Next, we're dressing up a bit for spooky season with an arcade mode that gives new meaning to the term crapshoot. In this collaboration with the popular internet show Skibidi Toilet, you'll assemble your squad of 4 and plunge into Miramar to clench victory against the toilet invasion. Collect chemical cans to upgrade your weaponry and make flushing your enemy that much easier. Can your squad save Bidet? Or will you get wiped and end up number 2? Will this announcer ever run out of crappy puns? Log in and put a lid on the invasion starting October 22nd on PC and October 30th on console. We've also added destructible terrain to Miramar, which doesn't include building destruction, and updated the pass system to allow for multiple passes at once. This allows us to introduce an event pass tied to the new arcade mode, while still launching a new survivor pass. Now you can work on both at the same time. There's also a new ranked season, destructible gas tanks on Destin, map bug fixes, and more. So be sure to check out the patch notes for full details. Update 38.1 is here, so recall some friends, aim down the sights of those SMGs, and dump some rounds into the Skibidi toilets. We'll see you on the battlegrounds.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Standing in the shadow of a Colossus, somebody's going to have to try and expose some extreme weakness somewhere. However, it looks almost insurmountable. Falcons walks past me and say, easy, 50 points on the way here for our next 2 games. But first and foremost, a huge thank you to Krafton as well as Heroes Esports for making everything happen here behind us, behind the production, and all the games that are going to be coming up as well. We also have OP.GG. You can overpower your game if you head over to OP.GG and check out all the stats from the tournament as a whole. Boys, some thoughts coming into Erangel. Avenger, I will start with you.
Yeah, as we said it for the most time here, Erangel is very static. It's very well calculated, and as one of the most calculated teams in the game right now, Twisted Minds, I don't see a way where they don't get just a little bit of points. And even though, as I said before, even if a team comes out, gets 15 kills per game, and win both games, I don't see a world where they don't get enough points, and it's going to be enough to kind of reach that.
Let me give 2 quick ones. Quick shout to Gen G, still finishing in the top 4 in almost every game. That's cool to watch. Second, VP and Falcons have been on fire. And if we had shown up today and Twisted Minds had done the 3 points per game average that we had talked about, it would actually be only about 6 points from them catching them to take the lead. But because they're unstoppable, it seems like Twisted Minds is just too far and away, and that is the crazy thing about this roster.
Definitely, Team Liquid here looking for a little bit more room as well. There is still a lot to play for these teams to try and attain a higher placement, higher PGS points, higher prize pools. But now we move over to the grassy pastures. The penultimate game of PGS 9 starts now.
2 more matches left to play. Twisted Minds is running away with it, and we can only be impressed. To paint the picture for you guys to fully understand how utterly insane of a performance these boys have pulled off right now, if we were to finish a tournament here, if we cancel this game, skip the last 2,
right now,
with the points that they have accrued, the 171, they would have won 6 of the last 8 PGSs. They would have tied their own PGS 6 performance at 171, and only PGS 4 did they get bested at 177 by themselves, Twisted Minds, which means they are 6 points away now, effectively, from breaking the all-time PGS record of most points garnered in a grand finals. 6 points away. And the thing is, they said it on the desk too, where some of their previous tournament wins have come off of other teams underperforming. We are seeing some of the best PUBG, not only from Twisted Minds, Poro, but from literally all the teams on the server that we've ever seen, and even then, they're able to perform at this level.
It's just been beautiful to watch. Like, I mean, you can't help, even if you're not a Twisted Minds fan, you can't help but just sit back and admire what's happening as Lou has to have the happy feet here. They were dropping for vehicles, and it looks like Khan got away with it, and he's just going to let him go. So there you go. Example was rushing up, so makes no never mind to the Twisted Minds boys. But that is a circle. Okay, I heard. Let's go all the way to the top left.
I heard some screaming in the stands behind me. I was looking over my shoulder. I think I heard Burram, one of the players, just yelling, "You're stealing my car!" Ain't no way he's stealing that car. That's right. Are able to get it, are able to get away safely.
Small victories.
You know what? That's fine. There's still a tournament to come. They're setting up the banter for PGS 10. But hey, I mean, if there's a team we probably don't want to have too much banter with right now, no, it's a team that's 40 points ahead of second place.
That might be it. That might be it. I have no doubt that Twisted is going to break that record.
No, I mean, and even if they don't, I mean, this is looking nigh on inevitable.
Ain't even a question in my mind.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's no statistical evidence to support the notion that they should not surpass 177.
There you go. See, that's math, man.
We can do desk. We can do numbers.
That is math and science. Well, see, E-Arena popping the E-Pickup. They're all the way down in Novo, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
They make their way all the way up. So still the farthest north teams we've got is Bagopod doing a little bit of looting around Severny and shooting range. And then you've got, who is that? Forest up in North George. But as of that, farther north than that, Zarky completely available.
Now, as much as we talk Twisted Minds, because again, of course they deserve all the mention and all the accolades
flowers
that we're giving them. Look at almost, I mean, literally 5th place down to the very bottom. 1.5 good game for Expendables. Might not be enough for top 4, but we're talking top 8. We're talking within those areas of. I mean, and that's the thing about this specific tournament to me is every single team we have on this server have shown proof that they're capable, even in a lobby like this, whether it be in the grand finals or in the group stages, to pull off big-time games. And with 2 matches left to play on Erangel, it's literally anyone's game to finish in the top 5.
I mean, I'm telling you one thing that I'm keeping a very close eye on right now. Toby, I swear to you, if Falcons finish 3rd again, I don't
want to say again, talking about statistical evidence and likelihoods. There's there is something to be said that could end up happening.
I mean, look, they've got a 4-point lead, and they've been looking very, very good. And but at the same time, man, you know, you finished 3rd 4 times in a row. That is just, I mean, while saying like, damn, that's like really, really good and impressive. You're just kind of like, geez, when are we gonna break that cycle? You know, I mean, I feel like it was 17 a few years back that was kind of in that same boat, right? Like they kept finishing second, and then finally they jump over and took the championship. So maybe that's something that Falcons have to look forward to. But right now, I know that they're hoping that they can finish with a firm hold on second.
Yeah, Falcons wish they were playing PGS 5 right now because Twisted won that with 133. That's a little easier of a gap to close than the one they're set at right now.
Hey, you can only do what you can do, man. Can't control Twisted just being absolute demons.
Exactly. Well, as you said before, Circle has sent us far enough up towards the north, that I honestly don't expect too many teams opting to stick around the southern side. Of course, Expendables on a wide Everest split right now will maintain control of this area, but expect to see a lot of teams wrapping all the way northeastern. We're already starting to see the migration on the map right now. By the way, guys, I've said it before, you will step on Legos if you don't have the map feed open, so get it up.
Don't step on Legos.
A lot of teams are going to be pathing north over Yasnaya, maybe even all the way up towards Stelpa and Seruni to try and cross in from the very northern side of this circle. So if we see a south circle to follow this one, not necessarily all the way Everest south, but just anywhere down towards North George, the amount of teams stuck up on that north is going to make things very difficult.
And, you know, obviously we can't not talk about Twisted Minds, man. This is the performance of a lifetime, right? But look down the leaderboard and how close all these teams are.
Exactly.
I mean, you've got a 3-way tie for 8th at 84 points right now. The difference between the money and the PGC points between 10th and 8th is huge. So, I mean, we've still got a lot left to play for up and down this lobby.
Oh, definitely.
Even when Twisted Minds has just been looking so dominant.
Definitely. First fight of the game here between Virtus Pro and Team Liquid. Glugaworks were able to hit the first one, not this time around. Now they're hearing vehicles coming in. That's 4 AM driving through a red zone just on their northern side. So it's going to force VP to slow things down at least a little bit. Very brave for them to run around here in the red zone, take fights in the open. But hey, no fear.
Hey.
As Forest also up on this one, Twisted Minds. Liquid, they just can't catch a break.
They sure can't, man. And Kiss is going to go down there, and that's going to let VP know that there's another team just kind of hanging out over here, as Purdy Curdy will try to at least flush out that kill and get the point for himself. Scappy will be the one to do that. Kiss just dodging, dip, dive, dodge, weave. Let's try to stay alive. Kurt is one shot away. There it is. Okay. You at least get a point and a P90. I mean, you prefer to have Alo and Sparking, but, you know, if you got to play as a duo, that's a pretty good loadout to have.
Saving Private Kisses blue chip confirmed. I think Scabby went over there. Now he's running for it, trying to get back to his teammates. Being shot at while doing so. Expendables actually pulling up on his teammates now. So from one fight straight, potentially into another. You can see Virtus Pro, any chance they're given to try and get some free points, they're going to go for it. I could see him able to find Fix. It's Faceland that was set up here in a camp, and they're the ones taking casualties right now.
Jam. Almost got VAR'd. Yeah, this was definitely a phase camp. And it's paying off for them right now. If they can get the res on effects, then everything should be well and good. As I can see, it looks like they're just going to dip on out. Relo down to half HP. They're going to lose Jam, but well, now you're kind of in a standoff here.
Yeah.
As you wait for the blue zone to arrive. Hopefully they can maybe flush out Fex, but it looks like James is doing a little body blocking.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if FaZe, once they get the rest, you just leave and then go for a new position from where they do the exact same once again. You drive away and say, no, okay, you know what, we tried. We'll go circle, and then you set up a new hill just 1 kilometer further north and do the exact same thing over again.
Why not?
if you're El Qadsiya here, I think you're wise in just making a big old wrap around this whole thing, because you don't really know where they're potentially setting up. As we go back to Plane Crash once more, VP still up here now, 17. The team looking over the hillside, but thinking better of it and dipping.
Pretty sure FaZe just stopped to get Jam's blue chip as well as they had the smoke cover. So
why
a little
not?
insult to injury there onto old El Qadsiya as Orca up in the sky. That's not where whales belong. And the Expendables taking offense to that. They'll take a few shots over in his direction.
Yeah, Tanvu. Shots fired, hitting the glider, but not able to connect. I say that, but now that's one, that's two. Orca, they have you zeroed in. That's the Mayday's call come through as well as the engine blows out. Might want to jump out of this one and try to make it down to the ground.
He's going to try to see if he can get as far as he can away from the close range fire at least. And yep, just going to
don't get hit by it.
Jump out. Yeah, we
parachute.
Parachute? Fine.
Parachute? Oh, okay. I got a little worried there for a second.
Call those halo jumps, baby.
Yeah.
High altitude, low opening.
There you go. Able to make it down to the ground. And again, just to paint the picture of what these guys are vying for, from 16th all the way up to 5th, we're talking 125 PGS or PGC point difference. Huge. I know there's one more tournament to play and the numbers are going to be increased by then, but if you can set yourself up now to not need a top 3 finish at PGS 10 come a week and a half from now, you are going to be in a much, much better place.
Falcons doing a little bit of aggressive posturing here on the edge as well, trying to catch teams making their way through. Unfortunately for them, FaZe too good. They will make sure that they keep Gustav alive and they will avoid the fire. And now you can see James, in fact, set up on the bridge waiting for that inevitable push. They know where Falcons was, and Circle will cut all the way north as Virtus Pro looking pretty nice in that plane crash area.
Exactly. Twisted sending one into the sky. Perfectix, no, actually, no, going to stay on the ground here. As Bago Pop, they're in a wide 2-2 split, and with so many teams in between them now, I don't see how they end up grouping.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Arena, just going to try to make their way through. The Expendables still also kind of rolling around in that area. Duck Juice will take a few shots. E-Arena looks like they should be okay, though. Going to play the cliff side for the time being. Fortunately for them, Full Sense already have 2 up there as well, so they need to be careful about the lines of sight that they allow.
Definitely. Na'Vi looks strong to kick things off here in the grand finals, but it's not been easy sledding the last 2 days for them, and things aren't going to be any easier when you lose Hakatori like that. Khan well-placed shots there. Is now Lukaruk from the opposite angle, able to find extends.
Just, man. I mean, yeah, Na'Vi, we got a week between till PGS 10. Na'Vi going to have to spend a lot of time at the drawing board figuring out these rotation issues that they keep running into, as Edie will get the flush onto Extends and Hakatori. And now Ferris and Sosed left to fight on their own.
Yep, Twisted Minds opening up towards 4 a.m. Damage done, Tongmu down to low HP, but no knocks just yet. They have revealed their position, though, and good for them is that there's no one around them. FaZe, though, are creeping in from the east, and as of right now, with how Twisted are currently split, it's not looking too easy for them to really group up if anything happens here.
Good thing for them is that it looks like FaZe, while they are working their way in, they're also still kind of hovering around to see if they can maybe catch Falcons.
Yeah.
But Falcons being very slow and very methodical about how they make their way into the lobby as the
spread out.
Not sure. nothing landing on them just yet, but you got to be having the happy feet right now, especially.
Definitely. Can't even really look into the sky and try and predict them just like you can with the mortars. It's a little bit of a different beast. Of course, FaZe would have heard the shots fired over here just moments ago, so they know full well there's teams in and around shooting range, because, I mean, why wouldn't there be? Issue is how much you're willing to risk to go for it early on. You're sat in 6th place right now, 1 point out of top 5, and still within reach of Gen G if you can get a good game going here. So wise on them to slow things down a bit. Falcons doing the same thing, not taking any risks, but Fex will have heard these vehicles coming in.
Yeah, FaZe has been slowly waiting for this. Meanwhile, Kiss down for Forrest. Looks like Scappy's going to go for that revive, so Forrest should be able to get 4 up once again. But if he gets to the ground, that's going to be another question, because the Expendables have a nice wide split on that mountaintop. Meanwhile, 4 a.m. Waiting for the inevitable push here from Twisted Minds. I'm not sure if it's been spotted out just yet, but this is what I was worried about. Full Sense had that high ground off to the north, and yep, they're going to finally get the angle onto Lou.
So FaZe find one of Falcons. Full Sense finds Twisted Minds. A lot of info available now on the kill feed for teams around them to try and see if they can have any impact off of it. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised to see Twisted Minds opting to play this split this early on. Usually they wouldn't be in and around this area, but opting to commit early on. And while the knock did come through so far, they have yet to be punished.
I tell you, man, Twisted Minds does not let a man stay down for long. They immediately go for that res. And they should be able to get him back on his feet, back up to full strength as the new circle pops. And you see all these teams down to the south having to make their way in. Alcacia, after losing one to FaZe early, they're going to be making their way just past Virtus Pro, just past Falcons.
Are they collapsing?
And it looks like they're going to survive for the time being, but how far north do they want to continue to go?
Yeah, I was thinking Alcacia might go all the way now. They might just go to the hills or the rolls instead on the western side of shooting range. As Gen G come flying on in, they will be landing safely out on the western side. Orca in a vehicle, able to path through as well. And Alcacia, as expected, not committing too hard into shooting range proper, but they will stay in the hills outside.
Go for the hills at this point. Yeah, that's open, though. Not a terrible play. It is very open. And we did see Mortars already on the field, so we'll see if we see him any further as James going to run right down into no man's land. Example just ready and waiting for it.
Yeah, awkward angle to be coming in from. I'm not sure you could see the vehicle early on in the rundown, but then once he was halfway down, it's like, yep, I can't really go back now. I mean, I have to kind of commit to it. Great timing, for example, to peek up Batulin shooting early, baiting the attention for teams to look the other way. Example saying peekaboo, able to find one.
Unfortunately for FaZe, they still have this dip to play on the side of shooting range, out of the line of sight of Full Sense for the time being. Now, Full Sense, they've got their hands full on the northern coast as well with E-Arena. So they're going to send Thanadol over there, and it looks like Belmoth might be the one that's left behind. Meanwhile, Alcacia just trying to find somewhere to play inside these hills. Perfectix and Lou. Yeah, this is safe.
Yeah, safe. This is fine. Well, as I said, that'll speak too soon. Rob actually found by Edie up on the hillside. As Falcons now again continuing their southern wrap here. Spot 17 Gaming finds the knock on Xiaowu now as well, so they know full well what team they're running in behind. Get the knock, instantly try and reposition.
Moving as a three-man dog pack.
I like
they
it.
Left Tiggleton behind to watch their backs, and they continue to just kind of work around the edges. Now they get that knock, but aren't able to get that flush, as they have not been able to pick out exactly where all the members of 17 are.
That's why it was
a little bit dangerous, but yep, this is a good place for Tig to play.
Let's try and see if you can get the flush.
Just don't get your own guys.
Trigonometry at point one again. What does that say? 536? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little short, maybe?
Oh.
Nope. Looking good. A little far in between, actually. Perfectly in between the three.
I mean, you can't ask for more than that. Well, hell, okay.
What am I doing? Second guessing his, his length and his mortar shots
Don't do
there.
that. Yeah, Lil Ghost, you can see Lil Ghost way out in the blue now, still holding that kind of side flanking angle to slow Falcons down. And it appears to be working for the time being, as they aren't pushing directly into 17 while Xiaowu is still down, and they're able to get him back up.
Main worry right now, obviously, Falcons might not know this, but they have VPs at literally 100 meters to the north. And if a knock comes through, especially with this circle, if this becomes a full-on fight between 17 and Falcons, VP has to collapse on it. They are in a perfect position to try and engage from the north, maybe even wrap around the backside of Falcons, and this will be a proper fight. Xiao Bei able to find H1 early.
And VP, as soon as they see Falcon's name in the kill feed, they know they've got to come over here in third party. Lil Ghost will get the knock on Tiggleton before he can get to the rest of the boys, as he had that high angle. Strimzy, though, he's got the car for it to work around, but Beamy finds the angle as VP starts to come alive.
If you get a chance to take down the team that is sat just ahead of you in the kill feed, you will do everything in your power to take them out. Kickstart doing what he can to at least get something to show for in this game. A single point is where he's at for now, but do you already, I mean, in phase 4, deny? What do you do here? You know that you have an entire team of Virtus Pro sat just over the hill.
I think you got to hope for what's exactly happening right now. Virtus Pro turning their attention back over towards 17, so Falcons Kickstart can stay alive a little bit longer. Xiao Bei still looking over in that direction. He knows where he is, but that leaves Xiaowu all by himself to hold off the push from Virtus Pro. Xiao Bei with the shots will find the headshot, and that'll do it for Team Falcons.
If there was any hope that Falcons could potentially surpass Twisted Minds, I think it fell with the fall of them here in the second to last game, as now Forest Gaming a 4x MP5. Not something you see too often, but look at that spray control from Kiss, making it work to perfection.
I love this MP5 meta, man. It's kicking.
fun.
Xiaobei's still alive. He'll try to survive a little bit longer, see if he can get a few more points. They are still in the depths of trying to make a run for 10th place, but Full Sense is well ahead of them, 12 points. So it's going to take some work. And this is definitely not the game they needed. This Full Sense will try to send it right into Example. That's a scary proposition. What are you doing? Example will get 2. Will spot out Belmoth as well. Takes the shots, not going to find him.
Unstoppable Example. Nice approach from Full Sense and trying to wrap around the side of that one, but he will not miss anything. As Gustav gets into the vehicle, tries to reposition it, but Twisted Minds continue to do what they do best, punish teams out of position. And Gustav falls as well.
Just the trapdoor spiders striking at the worst time for FaZe. Well, Vard still alive, but he's got a lot of work to do. eArena trying to make their way across, and they are getting eaten alive by Gen G, who is still scrapping and fighting on the northwestern side.
Finally, a bit of a revenge play come through from Vard as he finds a double flush onto Perfectix and Lou. Twisted Mind down to the 2 of Example and Batulans out in the blue now as well. And 4AM obviously have heard all of this, but they're playing inside circle, making the wise decision of not going too aggressive outside with the risk of losing one. So they'll just be sat here waiting for the first place team to come to them.
And FaZe still in that hunt for 4th place. I mean, Gen G is within reach, but Gen G still 4 alive. They are also trying to stay ahead of 4AM, but 4AM with 4 up. They see FaZe go down. That's good news for them. eArena is eliminated. They're out in 15th place. We're down to 37 alive, Toby. We still have 14 teams up.
Oh, yeah. Open field endings, open hill endings, I should say, on Erangel will do that to you. VP is in a position now to claim a ton of points this game. If they can clean their south, if they can take out the remaining players up in and around Plaincash Forest and Full Sense, that is, they have the high ground. They have the hilltop proper for where they can look down to teams fighting one another. This could be an incredible game for Virtus.pro if they can make that happen.
All right, Twisted trying to fight their way through shooting range, just healing. But 4AM, they are just hanging out, waiting for that push. This is a tough sell for Twisted. That might be a good grenade. Oh, just falls just short. As they got a good read on where he is, but the utility from 4AM, that's another thing they're going to have to work on in the bye week.
Don't count out Vard either, because he's at an angle where he could pretty easily find some of these 4AM players. They are, of course, many. He is one, but he does go for the shot. Not going to happen. As a matter of fact, it's going to be Example to get one, to get the second as well. Again, Twisted Minds in games where nothing should go their way, they're still able to make it happen. 6 points in this one already. And just like that, they have now successfully tied the all-time PGS record, their own all-time PGS record at 177, still with 1 match left to play.
Example is the damn Baba Yaga right now. You cannot get anywhere within sight of him. He is absolutely feeling it. BagelPa trying to make their way in as Gen G still pushing around on that side, collecting a few more points. They've got their eyes on 3rd, but Virtus.pro, as you said, still full strength, still at the top of the hill, looking really good for them. But this is how Gen G's been playing.
Oh yeah,
they're taking every fight.
In order for VP to make use of this position, though, they need to take out teams. They need to be able to spread out and take control. If they're sat on top of each other with 1 or 2 trees to hide behind together, they won't be able to make much of it. As a matter of fact, it could be a disadvantage for them to get down. But let's see now.
Come on.
Example, you're not really supposed to win this. And he will, of course he will. And there you have it. Record officially broken by the record holders themselves. Twisted Minds riding PGS history at 178.
Just built different, man.
Absurd.
I mean, it is unreal what Twisted Minds has been able to do, what each of these players individually have been able to do. Every single member has been contributing in a huge way, as VP will collect another point, and that's going to put them above Falcons and in hold of 2nd place now.
Beamy's read was good on that one. He was scoping right down in the feet of Luke behind that vehicle, but didn't see him. He's still looking that way, so maybe he knows he just doesn't want to spend util to try to find him. He is at a bit of a distance, so I don't think he was going to be able to hit him regardless. But Circle once again goes uphill, and for Virtus.pro, seeing Twisted Minds take casualties, knowing that Falcons fell, they want to separate themselves as hard as they can from 3rd place. Twisted do fall in the end. No one can take them out but the blue.
Only 7 points. What are they doing? Washed.
10th place, Lul's not even placement points.
What can you say, man? Goodness gracious. We're going to be singing their praises
for
the foreseeable future as we see Gen G continue to try to add more to their kill total, see if they can get a little bit closer, but now they're going to lose Orca, and that's going to put them in a bind because they are right up against the blue right now with the Expendables stared right down at them.
It's such a hot run downhill from up there. You have Expendables in position, Begopar as well, sat here just waiting for them to make that run happen. For Gen G, good thing for them is they have a bit of a spread on the kill feed, on the leaderboard down to the teams below, but even then, you don't want to feed anything over. Got to try and see if they can rep the Northeast, and I think that's exactly what they're doing right now, going for Sonyang.
All right, VP laying the smokes down, being methodical about it. Gen G turn their attention over to Songjang, but he doesn't go down too quick. And they've got the blue right on their backs.
It's a
that
good
Molotov could spread. It's not going to, though. And Guyon will defend his teammate, and that's it for Gen G.
Yep, Korea on Korea action. They eliminate the north side. Begopar now with more room to maneuver, successfully able to keep Sonyang alive. Did not expect that to be the case, but a good push in from them. Their next opponent should be the Expendables. So don't think Buriram is really in a position for when they can engage on this from the dip there, because they also have opponents nearby. As we see here, Expendables finally spotting Begopar.
Here we go. Buriram will clean out Akatsuya, so now they have control over those waves, but Na'Vi had the angle. Gonna find the knock on a con onto Edie as the Expendables still continue to try to take out Begopar, but Begopar with the better angles will find Edie, or Glories rather.
Yeah, so said. I mean, it was a solo for Na'Vi for quite a while there, but able to get into placement points, get a kill to follow with it as well. That's all he could do in this one as Begopar continuing to run on forward, and finally Lucarux does spot Luke down below. It's going to be Corexi to get the point. Virtus.pro 7 kills in this game. You can't help but think, had they not had such a forgettable day one, Virtus.pro could be in the running for that tops, but it's been day 2, and here on day 3 they have stepped up, they've risen to the occasion. But what more can they make of it?
Can't let them be completely outshined by the performance that Twisted has put in. It has been an absolute revelation to see Virtus.pro just put together the finals that they have been able to do. And now they have a 6 points clear of Falcons with that hold on to second place and looking to add even more now that they've got the Expendables pinned up against the wall.
Important role for Nixie here holding that south side of zone. You're seeing Flash currently trying to flank his way south around. If Nixie falls here, that opens up an opportunity for FullSense to flank around that side. But look at this great read on where they have the opponents down in the northern side. 2 players down already, just 1 left alive, and Corexi makes an end of him as Expendables fall in 4th.
10 kills now for Virtus.pro as the Expendables once again learning that lying prone on your stomach will keep you alive for a little bit longer, but it's not going to win you the fight. As Virtus.pro just cleaning house on the western edge. They still have Nixie on the north or on the south uphill, making sure that the flank doesn't come in. But yeah, why not give them a P90?
Is that the third P90?
That's another one.
I think it's the third P90 for Virtus.pro. They have 2. They only have 2. Don't worry. Let's not get out of hand here.
Okay.
Only 2 P90s. After all, it isn't Tago. So gotta keep it fair for as long as we can.
Goodness. Well, okay. Looks like they're gonna call Nixie back to rejoin the group.
Smart.
As Flash is just kind of keeping eyes on the high ground as long as he can. Belmoth kind of dead center dot. Buriram still playing around in those hills. Nobody having any vision on anybody else right now. It's just kind of a symptom of the circle that we have.
Oh, that's the exact reason Nixie backs off. He says, I could hold this, but I do not know what's waiting on the other side. I'm sat here alone. There's no one to trade me. I just got a P90 of all things. I mean, we know we have the numbers advantage. They've been tracking the kill feed, and with no rests come through here in the end game, it should be possible for them to calculate that it's a 4v3v2. If you have cleared the north side, which they did in taking out Expendables, just swipe it together and see what you can make of it. Nixie is playing the inside position here, throwing flashes forward, allowing for his teammates to run on through.
I think Rue's calling for backup as he's the forward position. They're not going to see him. Good flash, though, is going to get Rue's gets the first knock, gets traded. Demasti will find Corexi, and that's 2 down now for Virtus.pro, but Nixie still has that P90 in hand. Will get the flush on the Rue's, and Demasti and Khan are going to pull off.
Look at this. I mean, understandably so. They know FullSense are there. Look at the leaderboard right now, 9th and 7th. 4 points in between the two. This could be the difference maker on whether or not you finish in the top or not for the 2 teams here on the hunt in FullSense and Buriram.
Getting Corexi back on his feet, so Virtus.pro going to be back up to full strength after that first double knock from Buriram. And now it's Khan.
Nice.
Demasti going to get spotted out by Flash. Nice spray by him. The follow-up Molotov. See if he can get the flush as Khan is on the tree. and Flash will at least make sure that they secure that point off of Demasti.
And this couldn't be any better for Virtus.pro, pushing on forward now. Nixie able to find Belmoth with the P90. Beamy goes for the second. That's Khan down. Make it now 4v1. Flash doing such a good job on the edge of this one to try and sweep around the southern side. Didn't make it happen. Now spots Lookarooks. Should be able to find him as well. Nope, not quite so.
Oh my God.
Goes for the tap with the M4, takes him down, but what was one P90 now becomes yet another, and Nixie will clean it up. Virtus.pro still overshadowed by Twisted Minds, but are putting on an incredible effort to stay in the race.
Look, they're doing what they need to do. If you're going to try to make a run at the King, getting a 14-15 kill win here with one game remaining, you're at least putting yourself in range, and if nothing else, you're getting secure hold on that second place spot.
And that's exactly it, right? They were part of taking down Falcons early, and they know full well that with them out early, every single point we get here is them not getting anything. So even if you don't catch the Kings in the top, you separate yourself further from that third place team.
They're looking real scary, but Twisted Minds has a chokehold with one game to play in PGS 9.
Well, of all the teams to be able to try and challenge for that top spot, Virtus.pro maybe has an outside shot to make a run of it as they find themselves in second place. A big chicken dinner here on Erangel. And yesterday, they proved that they can make the back-to-back happen in this lobby. Maybe we're not all done and said just yet. Joining me, Toffees as well as Avenger, to talk about this one here. Virtus.pro, Martin, was looking banging.
Yeah, man, they're looking down the plane crash from a very early stage here, and, you know, doing that aggressively against Liquid, pushing them out, taking control on all this, but also aggressively going out for the kills, going for the hunt here, taking on our PGC 2024 defending champions, quite easily wiped off the map here, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough, guys. But it's looking good for them in terms of second place.
Yeah, I think they went aggressive. They hunted the 17 fight. They hunted Falcons. They went after as much as they possibly could. The problem is, when we started the day, we said, oh, if everyone's lucky and, you know, like, Twisted Minds gets an average of 3 to 5 points a day, VP would literally be 4 points from taking over. If Twisted Minds had a normal human day, and VP is still in the hunt right now. The problem is Twisted Minds has ascended beyond anything that I have ever seen before. Even in this game, they broke off into a salvage where they were split, 3 guys completely separated from each other, and they still mopped up points because they just can't be stopped. There's no kryptonite. There's nothing short of like locking them in their rooms and jamming the door and hoping they don't make it to the first game to stop these guys.
But unfortunately, they are making it back to those seats, and they are still looking good regardless. I mean, Twisted Minds in this game was split across so many locations and still racking up kills.
Yeah, man. Even when they're losing, they're winning, you know? Like the amount of, I think it was 5 kills Exam got from a salvage game, from a position where they're getting locked out, where 2 or 3 teams are fighting them. Full sense in the top there, knocking multiple of the guys. You had to see Perfectus coming in to save Lou as well. But still, Example picks 5 rabbits out of the hat outside the blue, getting 2 of the 4 a.m. guys from outside of the blue. Like, just impossible things, and it's just insane.
Well, that is 14 kills going the way of Virtus.pro, with that 1,900 damage going their way. Now, Martin, you said something to the effect of a win and 17 kills for the next one. However, that's only 3 more than this.
Yeah, and to do it back-to-back and do it again on our angle, it's...
Come on.
It's possible.
Come on.
You also have to remember all the other teams we have in our mid-pack here. They are looking for, you know, a few more. It's because they've been so soaky at the top. It's been so spongy at the top.
So soaky.
I think the FaZe camp on QAD is the biggest indicator in that game, right? It's like they literally went out of their way to say, we're going to mop up 4 extra points here. Example, pulls in 6, but again, VP right behind them gets everything else. Lucarux with a devilish game as they come out, and they did not get first place for lack of trying. And to be honest, again, I stand by this. VP is looking like this incredibly strong breath of fresh air coming out of your region with whatever this change up that they got up and running before EWC. watching them in this game, the confidence, the willingness to go aggressive and come out of fights, even in 2v situations, has been really, really, really cool. I remember going back to when Beamy was living in the blue to now is like a shocking pivot.
They're the complete package for sure with what we're seeing on internationals. But the Bears go beast mode with 24 points for this one. Buriram makes a 13-point little push here for all of this, and Thailand follows it up with another full sense double digits, Martin.
Yeah, it's good to see full sense kind of reeling it back in today, having 2 good games. It's good. Again, what we saw on the group stage was not close to what they have done so far in the final, so not really what I've been hoping for. But 24 points here. Again, as you said, I think it was 27 or 28 points. I said it's going to have to be 28 points. Actually, they have more placement points now than Twisted Minds. They have just been fragging out. So actually, they would win the tiebreak in this case here. So they don't need a 17-kill win and Twisted Minds to have 0 points.
So is there a world where Twisted Minds gets hit with a 0-point game, and then these two insane things align? Batul has just said no to me off camera, so there you go. Although he did previously say, before I'd cursed him, and then says whenever I ask for a 200 points, they always start doing badly, so I'm not sure.
In the words of Hypoc, there's always a chance, but at the end of the day, I think there's a better chance that Twisted Minds breaks 200 than Virtus Pro beats Twisted Minds.
We also got to look at from 5th place down to 9th place, guys. There's 4 placement points difference. That's a huge amount of PGS points difference. There's a huge amount of prize pool to come their way for sure. But yeah, man, even for Falcons, it's looking like another third.
The problem is everyone in the middle needs that shift, that just little bit of a jump up. But if you looked at the last game, everybody from, I think it was 7th and below, couldn't get more than 4 points. No one in this lobby can find a way to find 6+ points on average because everything is getting soaked up by the VP chase and the twisted defense.
Unless we have, I think you're right, unless we have at the top Divine Intervention here at PGS 9, I think a lot of our focus is going to be on that mid-pack. How close it is, how many PGS points are on the line, how much prize pool is on the line here for what is the penultimate PGS for the year.
No matter what here, like, stars would have to align. But also, we have to recognize Twisted Minds already. They've already broken, with 1 game to go, the record of most PGS points gotten in a PGS here.
I am excited about how crazy the mid-pack is because the seeding for the next PGS is going to be fantastic with how many good teams are spread throughout that middle pack.
Oh, yeah. That's
Groups are going to be very unique.
True, true. Well, do the constellations appear for our final game on Erangel for PGS 9, or does Twisted Minds walk away with it? It's all on this. Could we see Divine Intervention?
Divine Intervention or not, one task stands before Virtus Pro, and that is a 17-kill chicken dinner with Twisted dying out with nothing. That is the only way that they take down the Titans, the owners of PGS at this point.
That might be, if that happens, or if even comes close, that might be an all-time just competition moment for me.
For sure.
And I'm old, man. That would be something that I've never in my life thought I would see. Well, there you go. Your Erangel average killers, top 4. Now could see a D. The rookie still at the top of the board.
And again, as much as many people like to focus on the champions in the top, given that we are 1.5 tournament, effectively just 1 away from PGC, and the amount of teams with something to play for in that mid-pack and trying to secure their spots for PGC, there is so much on the line with every single point if you are sat right now between 4th and 12th place.
And you see how close everybody is up and down the leaderboard.
Yes.
We're going to see some shifting, I have to imagine, with 1 game left. And, I mean, I guess the one hope here for all these guys is that a circle that will pop that's somewhat nice, somewhat calm, something that they can plan around, something that they can figure out everybody else's rotations. Will that be something that we are blessed with here? Okay, that's work with.
We've seen worse.
We've seen worse. It's not Millie.
That is not, well, I mean, you see, I'm not even going to do that.
Stop it.
I'm not even going to do that.
Stop it.
It is definitely not Millie. 17 Gaming not had the PGS. They would have won it, of course, hoping for the 3 PGS titles. Not going to happen this time around, but again, I draw your eyes to the leaderboard. They're set in 12th place with 73 points. And look at what they have ahead of them. Just a single team. Then there's a bit of a jump up, sure, but still within reach. And then you have the 90s point bunch. You can even add Forest to that in 10th. 4 tie teams sat from 10th all the way up to 7th, and just 2 points out of 4 AM in 5th. That 10th through 5th, no way of predicting how that's going to turn out.
Wild, wild stuff. So much still left to determine down the leaderboard as we go into our final game. Highest final stage points in PGS was 177 in PGS 4 by Twisted Minds. They have broken that. How much more can we expect to see off of them? How high do they want to set this bar?
The insane thing is they have broken now their own record with 178. They were sat there at 177. The team below that was themselves at 171. They are sat in the 3 highest ranked PGS tournaments ever. That is insane. The level of consistency from this team over the last year and a half or 2 years, I mean, you can track it back even further, but at least in the PGS era, is wild.
There you go. Your team stats for Virtus Pro from that big Game 17 win. Got Luca Rux at the top with 4 kills and the demonic number of damage there, as he has been absolutely monstrous throughout this whole tournament. And honestly, for Virtus Pro, really, we're just kind of sitting here and hoping that we get to see this build into something else for PGS number 10.
I mean, again, I said in the previous game, and I'll say it here again, imagine if their first day of Grand Finals hadn't been a fluke. I think they finished in 14th or 13th after day 1. Not what they were looking for. Had they had just remotely close to performance of yesterday or today, they would have been up there in the top. We were talking about 2 teams breaking the PGS record in the same tournament. Would have been completely insane. But nonetheless, they're come around into this, and hopefully the momentum that carries over into PGS 10, into PGC as well, would be wild for VP.
And that's what everybody's looking for at this point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just a good performance here in the final game before the week-long break, where they can kind of have something positive to build on.
Definitely.
I think honestly, every team in this finals lobby has something like that. Like, you have positive stuff that you can kind of hang your hat on and look to capitalize and look to build off of going into the next tournament.
And that's what I was saying. I mean, even coming into the grand finals, just off of group stages, but even more so here in the finals too, the fact that we're seeing teams that we didn't expect much from come in and show up. It hasn't been a tournament where anyone has really gone out and just make big time underperformed. Yes, there were some group stage teams that have never played LAN before that might not have performed super high, but we didn't expect that either. But then you look at 4AM, look at Gen G, I mean, Forest, Buram, the list goes on. So many incredible performances. This might be the most competitive lobby in a global tournament we have ever seen.
Like we say that every single time.
But this time, Poro, this one's
it's true. Well, and to be honest, I mean, there's 8 teams that aren't here today that, I mean, there's some big names in there that I would not be shocked to see kind of get their act together and turn it around with a clean slate at PGS 10.
We don't have Freaks here. That's the first one that comes to mind, right? DN Freaks not playing in this tournament. They are up there in the caliber of some of the very best in the world, have proven it time and time again. And they didn't make it this far. So again, PGS 10, it could be a whole other story. We could be seeing completely different top 8. But with how these teams are playing right now, I don't imagine 1 week of break is going to make a big change in that.
And then you got the potential return of Ike's left to Petrichor.
Yeah, I mean, not potentially. I mean, it's been pretty much confirmed that he's coming back for it too. P90, are we going to give it to Twisted Minds? Nah, not this time. They're a bit far away from it.
4 AM sniffing around. They see a Tong move. He's like, yeah, that looks like a cookie.
I mean, Twisted Minds are actually driving down this direction. Buram sat close to it as well. As Delwyn now takes to the sky for one final time here at PGS 9. Again, our reigning world champions of the Expendables would really, I mean, as much as they're not going to win this one, would want to at least make the Twitter post a little more flashy. Maybe a top 6, top 7 something that you can write home about. The 11th place they're set in right now with a bit of a jump up to 10th. That's not where they want to finish.
True. But they, I mean, in fairness to them, they have done a lot today. Like, they were kind of think dead last, weren't they?
Yeah.
Coming into today, so they've already hopped up to 11th, which, considering how, like the guest said, how many points are being sponged up by these top 3 teams, that's an impressive feat in and of itself. So still a lot of stuff left to decide here as we check in with Gen G, who is really, I think, they're starting to make people think
Definitely.
that they're back, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They are really, really showing out in a big way. Orca, really especially.
Definitely. I mean, we're looking at the leaderboard, and we can see, I mean, obviously Twisted Minds, we kind of write them out of the conversation because they're so far ahead. But we're effectively splitting things into 3 packs. We have 2nd through 4th that is still contestable. Then 5th all the way down to 10th. That's contestable. So see if kill from Vart come through here. And then 11th down to 16th. Within those 3 sets of teams, anything can happen in this final game.
And just like that, FaZe hops 4 a.m. into
There you
5th
go.
place. So
1 point.
Kind of goes to show you how much is at stake given every single point, every single kill. So if you see somebody crawling around, it's almost essential that you kind of sell out to go confirm that kill. Make sure that nobody steals your kills. Secure every point that you can.
Even more so if you see a team fighting next to you that you know is within your reach on the leaderboard.
Sure.
If you have a chance to take a third party push, I mean, this is where you start going, maybe we don't play safe on this. Maybe we do fight for the extra spot. Are we content with where we're set on the leaderboard right now? Do we want to settle? Or do we want to try and see if we can get those extra 5, 10 PGC points that could potentially qualify us all the way through to the big one?
Yeah, at this point, you got to have that mindset. You got to have that killer
no doubt
grind set to get out there and get as many points as you can. Forest, they've been
chilling,
kind of silencing some doubters at different points here, but currently sitting in 10th place, but again, still in that log jam where there's just been so much movement.
It's I mean, whenever we saw them on day 1 on Miramar in particular, I've really liked the Forest Miramar games we've seen. I haven't been overly impressed in some of the other ones, but if they can, for next week, transfer some of the Miramar success that they've had, because a lot of what they did successfully there applies to the other maps too. If they can do anything of that here on Erangel, I mean, Tego Rondo, I think we're going to see a very warm Forest gaming coming into PGS 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's the scary thing, right? I mean, I think Kiss took a little bit of time to knock the rust off, get comfortable once again, but it feels like he's right back into that rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
So expecting big things from Forest in PGS 10 once again as we check back in with those Falcons hanging around on Prison. And pretty much just a casual 2-2 split hold. This is... I don't see anybody pressuring them anytime soon.
You know what I like, especially about this game right now? This is the least Game 6 I've ever seen Game 6
Honestly,
be. Normally, no, I mean, but it goes to show how much there is to play for. Even if Twisted Minds are maybe already written off as the winners of this one, there's so much for all these teams to fight over in trying to secure their tickets through to PGC, prize pool, you name it. There's so much going on, and everyone wants every single last bit of it.
Yeah, staying alive and getting to the late game with 4 up could be the difference in 4 or 5 placement points.
No, for sure.
And that comes with a lot of money, and it comes with a lot of PGC points as we see Full Send fully sending it to the dip just south of Mansion. But Bagopa, they looking like they're feeling a little froggy, and they might just jump.
It was quiet for a bit, but eventually somebody has to engage this circle. Well, I mean, it looked and was said, how can we engulf literally everyone that's already inside? Well, everyone but Gen G and Expendables have players inside circle, and Expendables doing exactly as expected, wrapping on the western side. It's now full sense. It's going to full send it towards the circle center where Twisted Minds is waiting.
It might have been better off just sticking to the dip. As
they're going back.
Kickstart. Kickstart. Has that sneaky angle. He's got the duo right there. Shen going to be running back. He might be looking to take out a Tongmu if he can get the trailing man here as example. And Twisted Minds going to collect yet another point as they continue to make their high score even higher as Shen will get spotted out.
And Falcons with a tough task ahead of them too. They know that they have a bit of a gap down to Gen G behind him, but after that last game, Virtus Pro really separating themselves. You said it. Oh, are they really going to finish in 3rd again?
Why are you going to bring that up again, man? Why are you going to put me up last?
Right now, Poro, they are sat pretty solidly in that 3rd place spot, but it also means that with the gap down to Gen G, they have some buffer space to try and go aggressive in the hunt for VP.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, I mean, why not, you know? Nothing really to lose unless Gen G can put together just a wild performance, which they are very much capable of, obviously.
Exactly.
As we check, yep, we're back to the dip. Okay.
I was going to say, I mean, if Falcons see Gen G fall early in this game, they do have opponents around them. They're sad, I mean, with both Liquid and the Arena behind them on that southern side. If Falcons see Gen G fall early, you might as well just send it. You might as well say, you know what, maybe if we pull up hard enough, we can go from fight to fight and take out multiple teams and claim that 2nd place. But We'll see. We'll see if that ends up changing their playstyle. Tick set up a mortar? What? Never have I ever.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Well, I mean, that full sense dip is looking pretty juicy.
Mortarable.
Pretty juicy.
Yeah.
If they get a good read on that. Meanwhile, remember Team Liquid, they did a long wrap from the west, came across the bridge, the eastern bridge finally, and now they're kind of pulling into the south side. Nothing really, it looks like they found a little bit of room to work with. So Team Liquid going to be playing a little bit of an edge game here as we see Virtus Pro still kind of owning on the north side, long range shots over towards the Expenses.
The issue is right now, this circle proves that everyone in phase 2 can fit. Well, with the exception of Irina, who's currently outside. But everyone can fit. Issue becomes already now, teams are so hunkered into this one. They're so locked down in their positions, whether they be in splits or not, that they can't really adjust too much. So anyone that gets shifted out with this next circle, it's going to be brutal. I mean, the Southwest is exclusively occupied by 17 Gaming. A lot of room for them to maneuver up on that dirt road there leading towards Pachinki. Now Liquid, as I say that, are going to look to go this direction, maybe up to the crater just east of Xiaowu. At least they're eyeing his position pretty heavily.
They are, and here comes the push. Xiaowu is
on his
own.
own.
Block as Purdy Kurtic immediately goes for the seed swap. Not going to get it, but Alo will follow it up. And now Team Liquid have a home to call their own.
Yep.
But 17 immediately hopping in the vehicle, starting to make their way over.
Na'Vi getting a little frisky on this one too. You're seeing Hagatori get into his vehicle, look up in this direction, maybe he can lob an 8 on over, but not going to go for it. He's going to back off and go back down to the compound once more. Luke, with Panzer in hand, is going to peek, shoot into the ground in a second. You'd imagine should have a knock to follow, unless if Util will do him dirty before.
He's dancing. He's waiting. He would love to be able to get somebody quickly and freely. Logo's going to stop down to heal up. He's going to find 7-7-0-0. Takes a little bit of damage in return, but Purdy Kurtic has to move around. No good shots from Xiaobei will take him down, and now Sparking down as well.
Yeah, and the worst thing about all of this is that as soon as they pull up on the circle, swung, and it swung hard north. Na'Vi wanting to be on this edge, wanting to try and see if they can claim some points off of this one. Will get one, but it's going to be Xiaobei with the triple, taking out Team Liquid. Na'Vi sees this, they instantly dip. They have a circle to fight for as Gen.G now comes back in behind him.
And 17 will take 11th by 1 point as Falcons are going to be spotting down Alcacia running through. So Shrimzy will get 2. So that's another couple of points in the bag for the Falcons. Did they lose one or did they have a knock? Okay, they just have a knock, so they should be able to get them back on their feet.
Yeah, a little bit of space for them to maneuver now. As a Tongwu, though, from a distance, able to find Kickstart as well, so that's 2 players from Falcons down. And if you're a Gen.G player that have just gotten inside the crater in a pretty decent position on that southern side, seeing the team in front of you take casualties, that makes you pretty happy. Having said that, if there's a mortar anywhere, that's dangerous.
That's juicy. Well, hoping to see a little bit of something from Na'Vi here, as they've just been having a rough time. They are too good to be in 16th place.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can climb out of that here, as Alcacia down to just 1 as D gets flushed out.
That's the thing, right? We say that they're too good to be in 16th place, but then you look at anyone above them, like who would you put below with how they're playing right now? That's what makes this lobby. No one really out here playing underperformance. Maybe with the exception of a few, but right now everyone well deserving of the spots there, and as Extends here what we say, showing us exactly what he's capable of finding lyrics.
Right, 2 kills now for Na'Vi as Irina tries to make past the gauntlet of Gen.G, and now they're going to be running right into the gauntlet of Begopa Opans. It's like, oh no! So, fortunately was able to pull out of that, but Lucarux has him in line of sight, and Irina down to just Nurans. As Lucarux still has the angle. Oh, he almost got him.
Yep, trying to smoke to allow himself to wrap around the side of like this. They know that they have faced towards the west. So throw a couple of smokes to allow yourself within range of that blue. So nade is going to bounce perfectly over the car. Land here, so knock will be confirmed. Should be both of them. Yeah, there's nowhere for them to go. Great throw there by Nixie.
Hey, that's the first of the 17 that they need, right? 4 up still for Virtus Pro as they own the north.
Yep.
In full sense, I think actually lost a couple there trying to make their way around, or lost 1 at least. Yeah, they're still playing from heaven. Rello, the last player left for Alcacia, still kind of eating the blue off in the distance as we wait and see where the next zone is going to pop, and it's going to go down to the south. So Gen.G in the dip, looking pretty nice.
Exactly. Gen G in a good position. FaZe, I mean, while inside circle, sat in an open position from where they shouldn't be able to get too many points. Arena has Jacob now landing going, I don't have a weapon. I don't have any mitts. The entire circle can see me, and I'm dead.
Who you don't?
Not too much to do on that one. But hey, for E-Arena, 7th place. It might not end that way, because look at how close it is behind him. But coming into this is a good performance on that.
Indeed it is. Falcons continue to make their reign of terror as they pull into 4 a.m. They've got Buriram off to the south, so they got to be careful about how they pull into this, as Tickleton will, or H1 rather, will finish off Longs. And I believe that 4 a.m. going to keep holding down this Hall of Fame as long as they can. Xiaolu peeking through the windows, but all 4 Falcons are on the move, looking to clean them up.
The danger right now is Falcons. They're playing with their backs open on that eastern side. Full Sense coming in on one side. Buriram is looking to push in from another. They have to make a play inside this compound. They have to get inside properly. If not, then they're going to be getting shut up from multiple fronts real soon.
Yeah,
you can see right here.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Flash. They're laying down the smoke, and that is just easy pickings as Kickstarter will try to do the seat swap, but it's not going to work. Shrimsy gets down to about half HP as they're going to have to... Okay, Kickstarter at least gets on the other side of the wall, so that's pretty good news. Xiaolu trying to take the spray down. Actually, Tigger going to get the knock onto Falcons because Full Sense just has angles on all of this.
Exactly. Buriram spotting the crossover now on the southern side as well. Not easy for them. Should have committed to it earlier, but of course it's... I mean, that Hall of Fame is so impenetrable when you have players set up there holding you off on the side. As Gen G now try to make matters... Alternatively, things happen. The issue is they're finding knocks on Twisted players who are sat in the center compound, so no flush to follow.
Just the 4 a.m. utility has been a problem.
Yeah.
All tournament long, really. Kickstart will at least get flushed out by that Etongmu grenade. Tickleton looks like he will get back on his feet, so Falcons still keep 3 up. Rello will get spotted, so that's it for Alcacia. Nice spray from Xiaolu. Gets Shrimsy as H-Win will have to reposition.
I'm not sure if he even saw him through that smoke. You could see him kind of looking at the smoke for a while there as a good nade comes through. Looked like he was just going, where would I be if I was in this smoke right now? Sprays him, finds him. Xiaolu should be able to go for the rest, but can they not come through on the other side?
No.
Oh, I say that! Nice open angle for Batulans on the opposite side.
Wow. Batulans finding just the narrowest of angles as VP will add to their collection. They're going to get another one off of FaZe. So they're up to 4 kills now, 155 points. As Falcons continue to try to salvage what's left of this game, they keep all 3 alive.
And again, FaZe wanting a lot going here to secure their spot for PGC. As 4 a.m. only 1 point down, but only 2 players up. Everything they can get here could be them finishing in the top 5.
Oh, Tanvu and Forest are scrapping here. Clory's already knocked as it's down to a 2v2 for the Expendables versus Forest, hiding through the smokes. Delwyn actually not anywhere near this, so he's going to be running as quickly as he can. Meanwhile, Fex hears all this going on. He's the solo player for FaZe, but would love to be able to get some more points as a nice nade from Kiss will get the flush, get the knock on a Duck Shoes, and a nice return from Delwyn will find Olympus.
When in doubt, when wanting to see things happen for Forest Gaming, Kiss is the one to provide, finds one, as Falcons now under pressure, as Buriram come rocking on up, nades galore, locked on over, able to touch most of them, but H-Win does get found.
And Buriram getting third party by Twisted Minds at range. Example does go down, so that might put a pause on things as Shrimsy will try to go for the res onto Tickleton once again. Lucarux has now arrived, and he will try to flush out Olympus, get another point. That's 7. Lucarux will go down, though, right at the same time as Nixie, Corexy, the last player left alive for Virtus Pro.
Yep, Nixie found as well. Corexy making the run over here, wants to get Kiss down, but he's retreated back to the southern side of this hill, and if he pulls over, Na'Vi is going to have a perfect line of sight on Corexy, as he does get found in the end if it extends, able to get him at a distance. Tickleton, though, making more things happen. Despite Falcons being under pressure, they're still up with 3 alive. I say that too soon, though. Try with the C4, finds himself with it. H-Win goes down. Shrimsy goes down. Third, forever third.
There you go. Falcons down and out. It looks like they should have a secure hold on third, though, as although Gen G, they still have 4 alive, but the number of available points are diminishing rapidly as each second passes here. Perfectix and Batulans, well, why not? They're going to be the ones that eat them all up.
Give it to him.
Why not? As they have been collecting points all day long, all weekend long. As Corexy now the last player left alive, and Na'Vi, they look like they want a piece.
Theoretically.
Okay.
Theoretically, Correction just needs another 21. It's Gen G now, wrapping her up the side. We'll see what they can do. Able to find one. That's Na'Vi. Again, slowly climbing up the board, pushing Alcacia down definitively in 16th place in this one. They have Begopar, though, just 1 point ahead. And then look at the sponge. 75, 75, 76, all the way up to 11th within reach for both Na'Vi and Begopar.
Crazy stuff here as Twisted Minds trying to make the push in the open field over towards Full Sense. That grenade not cooked enough, and it'll be a little bit raw as Buriram's Ruse will try to make his way through 4. I mean, he does. More kills, points picked up for Buriram as we see Virtus Pro celebrating what was a phenomenal performance.
Definitely love seeing the good vibes on the roster there. 159 is something you can definitely be proud of. An incredible tournament from VP. Could have easily won them the whole thing had it not been because the masterclass were being shown by Twisted Minds.
All right, Na'Vi, Begopar down towards the bottom of the leaderboard, still trying to grind their way a little bit higher. Tough send here for Na'Vi as Begopar has beautiful position right there on the ridgeline. They've got the Panzerfaust ready just in case of a full-on crash from the lads in yellow, but it doesn't look like it's coming just yet.
With this circle popping, the question now becomes, are Twisted Minds actually breaking 200? Oh. It is within reach. There's more placement points available, and definitely kills through if they can find them. Example able to steal it, setting them up now at 182.
The point thievery has been absolutely integral in this tournament here as Hakatori, he's got that P90 in hand, 500 damage and not a kill in the bag yet. They've all been going over to extends as Akan, very, very low here. Good grenade might be enough to seal the deal.
Oh, yeah. This is so close between these teams. Burr and Falls pushing Full Sense above FaZe, pushing Full Sense above Buriram, proving them to be the best tie team here in this tournament. Sat now at 6th place, 1 point behind 4AM in 5th.
Na'Vi still fighting their way in behind their point man, Hakatori, who's been delivering a great performance despite the struggles of his squad. And a good grenade from Sosid will spot out Park Pro. Gen G, meanwhile, they're going to take a knock onto Orca as they still have to make their way in.
Yep, they've sent B up over the hilltop, trying to get an angle on Na'Vi. Able to do so, but now, of course, revealed his position. I mean, Gen G, I feel like they've been shooting through this entire endgame, just have not been able to find a single point. It's so hard for them to commit to the flush. It says B now finds extends as the opposing team Na'Vi is getting on the low ground. Soset finds one with the M249, but still two more players left to be found. As Songyang and Guyan, great crossfire set up here, anticipating the push come through.
Beautiful stuff from Begopar. Now Hakatori with half HP and a P90, the last one to come through, but Songyang ain't having it, and that will do it for Na'Vi.
Yep, placement points galore as well as Full Sense. Again, tied now with 4AM, but 4AM currently winning the tiebreaker of placement points. A knock, though, on Perfectix could change just that. They're looking for top 5, wanting to push an APAC team in there.
Not Gen G coming immediately to try to third party here as Full Sense off of that knock will try to make the push, but Twisted Minds are ready and they take out Full Sense as they add even more points to their already impressive total.
188 with the rest come through soon. You'd imagine they're looking to get more points over this one as well. Gen G running forward with 1 down, make that 2 down. It's just Orca left alive, driving down, trying to make something happen. That's not going to happen either. And now Twisted Minds with a chance to win the final game of this tournament as well.
Put the exclamation point on it. 191 points. Can they break 200? I don't even know if there's enough points left available on the field, but it is going to be damn close as they make the run across the field and into Begopar.
Nades lopped on over. They've been sat in this compound all game long. They should have plenty of util to work with. First one down already. Just one more left to be found. Akan sat on his own in a 1 versus 3, and there he falls.
And there you have it with a new PGS point record. Your 4-time PUBG Global Series champion, Twisted Minds.
Please join me in welcoming your PGS Night champion, Twisted Mind. Now it's time for you to lift that trophy. Once again, they've done it. Twisted Mind has repeated history again and again, bringing home their fourth PGS trophy. They've proven that the Twisted era was never gone. It's all back. All right, it's time to hear from the winners. All right, congratulations so much on gaining this PGS Night champion. It is actually my second time interviewing Twisted Minds as champion and your fourth time standing on the PGS trophy stage. Congratulations to all of you. And now we're gonna hear from you guys. So first, Batulins, I know you might have heard it for a lot of times, but you know, gaining this back-to-back trophy, how are you feeling right now?
Well, we didn't reach 200 points, so it's kind of unlucky. And also, of course, I'm happy that we won this tournament. We were better. That's all.
But you've actually break the record of the PGS stage, you know, the final stage.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a record created by you, and you break it one more time. All right, next we're coming to example. Actually, we know that you've been in this team for 2 years, and 2 years, 5 titles. You know, your teamwork was amazing. You created the Twisted era. So how did you describe your synergy between your team and all of your teamwork?
I don't know, my team is just has the best game understanding. I'm just feel that pattern, I don't know, and that's it.
Oh, you're just the best. You're just the best team. Best 4 to come to the PGS stage. All right, we're coming to our next players. I think we're coming to Lou first. Yeah. So we know you've has gained a lot from EWC to Force PGS, but there's one that you haven't really gained. That is the Ultimate PGC. And just with 1 month coming, how confident are you to achieve this Grand Slam run?
Короче, мы там выиграли все, что только можно, но не выиграли PGC. Насколько ты уверен в наших силах на этом турнире, на PGC? Что вообще скажешь по этому поводу?
Я как бы уверен за свою команду, за себя не могу ручаться, в принципе. Ну, каждый турнир это что-то новое. Я не могу гарантировать, что мы победим, но мы, я считаю, подготовимся на максимум и покажем, на что способны.
Okay, so he said like he's confident in our team, not in himself. And any new tournament is basically just another tournament, so he can't say like we're gonna win it or not. We're just gonna do our best, like prepare the best we can, and like show the performance we could show. That's all.
All right, thank you for the translation, Batulins, and that is very modest, and we are so looking forward to your performance in PGC. And finally, we're coming to Perfectus. As you mentioned in the interview actually yesterday, you said you were not looking too much in the status and the leaderboard app, but actually you fours are always the man on the top damage dealers. So why you guys are so strong among all the PUBG esports? Just why? We're all very curious about that.
Just, we are just better.
You're just the best. You're just the best. All right, thank you. And finally, we're coming to the tab. You know, the championship teams always comes with the champion coach. So, like, any words you want to say to the 4 boys and for all the fans watching right now?
I'm glad to share this arena with our rivals, and also want to say big thank you for the crowd, for our fans, and like just thank you. And also, big thanks for my team. I'm really proud that also I'll share this stage with my boys, and like this job which we did for this season. We'll see what's gonna be like at the next tournament and then PGC. Yeah.
That is very sincere and a very huge thank you. All right, congratulations again to Twisted Minds for having their